Good morning, Ozzy Osbourne, Over the Mountain for Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
It's 33 years ago today, right?
Yeah.
He would only be 58 years old.
Yeah, he was.
That's
hold
nuts.
on. He was 26 when he died.
26 when he died? I thought he was like 25. Whatever.
Oh, 59. Okay.
58, 59 years old if he was still alive. That's nothing.
He probably would have been with Ozzy till about 83 or 84. You know, young guys like that move on. Although Zach was there for 10 years, so maybe a few more years.
He probably had a few more in him with Ozzy before maybe moving on.
Well, he was into like classical guitar, and Ozzy said he would take guitar lessons in every city he went to. He would find like some old player to like. He's just one of those guys. He wanted to move out of rock.
Right.
Like, he liked it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He never would have stayed in metal. He wanted to move into something else. I think it was classical.
I did not know that about Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
And that's just a tragic thing that happened.
I know. Florentine, this is what a good friend Jim Florentine is. He gave me it's a folded up old Ozzy poster that he got signed by Ozzy, Randy, and I think Rudy Sarza, who was playing bass. It's hard to find Randy signatures.
Right.
So
and
sure
you got
regrets
it.
giving me that. Yeah, and he gave it to me.
He probably wants that back.
Can't have it. No, he's got a family now. He doesn't care. That's the beauty of it. I have nothing, so I keep it.
He doesn't care about his stuff since having a son?
Well, no, he does. But I'm saying he got an extra. I think he had gotten a couple of things signed way back. Well, it was obviously before I ever met him.
Yeah.
81.
There you go. Good morning.
D would have been a good one to play too, but it's just it's too short.
What is it? What is that song?
D. It's just a very mellow guitar. I say an acoustic guitar piece off of
some classical,
Blizzard
some
of Oz,
classical
yeah.
playing, maybe.
Yeah, it was right before Suicide Solution.
I like Diary of a Madman.
Yeah, great album.
All right, Jimmy's in the paper today.
Yeah,
talking about Cosby.
Yes,
with Colin Quinn.
Yes, Colin is relating to Cosby's behavior. I am not. I am distancing myself.
Basically talking about how comics are really not talking about the Cosby situation, right?
Wow, he's not. Like, it's bizarre that he's not talking about it. Like,
as a comic, that's what you do.
Yeah, it's weird to go on stage. And again, the interview was a phone interview, so it's kind of compacted. But to go on stage and do all these family jokes and not talk about, that's what made Pryor great. When he got fucking arrested for shooting the car, for pulling a gun because he was drunk, and he talked about it. When he set himself on fire, he fucking talked about it.
Well, the reason why Cosby's not talking about it is because it's real. It happened.
Yeah, I think so.
It happened.
I think so. And it's also because he'd get in trouble for slander or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just not his humor. And, he's never talked about the shit that he talks about off stage.
Right.
Like racial stuff, which I always liked. I thought it was interesting to hear him talk about race. And
it's a little more real when they do that.
Yeah. So I didn't even know how it came up. During the interview, the guy just asked me about it. I guess he kind of made that the article.
He absolutely made it. Colin Quinn says, I might kind of respect the move by Bill Cosby to at least challenge his accusers.
Yeah. If you didn't do it, and I think I said something similar. If you didn't do it and you're innocent, you should be on stage defending yourself.
Absolutely.
You have 3,000 people a night you're talking to.
Right. He knows there's nothing he could say.
Probably. Probably. There's a picture of, there's a three-way, there's a picture of me, Cosby, and Colin, and I love just being the spring chicken
out of those three.
I'm the young kid of the group. Who's this up-and-comer?
Veteran comics puzzled over Cosby's silence. Well, it's amazing that he's even doing gigs.
That's if you just,
without addressing it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, family entertainment. And what I'm also amazed at is maybe the audience doesn't. Like, maybe they're just going for that. Like, we like his old family routines and we don't care.
They just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but stand-up is so
weird.
It's so kind of talking about what's
going
happening.
on.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you ignore that?
Right. The biggest thing. The old elephant in the room.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how you ignore it.
And then what? He's going to just talk about skiing for 30 minutes or something?
Yeah, or just funny family anecdotes.
Yeah, but that's the weird thing, too, talking about family stuff, knowing what he allegedly did in his spare time.
Yeah.
So.
What's he gonna? My wife's an ostrich. She puts her head in the sand. Holy. That'd be fun.
Yes.
Me homemade cookies while I was raping.
Let's say hi to Matt in Arizona. He's been waiting for a while just to say this. Go ahead, Matt. I guess we helped you or something, huh?
Yeah.
Before you compliment me, Matt, just thanks.
Thank you very much. And Jimmy, I was wondering, because I just moved to Arizona from New York, are there going to be any other dates than July 10th and 11th at the Atlantic City Borgata Casino?
In Arizona?
Are there any other dates that you have scheduled? Because I really want to see you.
Thank you. Yes,
I'm sure he'll get to Arizona eventually.
I was just out there. I got a bunch of stuff on the website. I have, it's just.
Oh, right. You were out there for the Super Bowl. So.
JimNorton.com and all my shit's up there.
Yeah, it might be a while for Arizona, to be honest with you.
I was just there.
Matt.
Well, I just technically moved here, but thank you guys very much. I just really want to thank you guys for addressing depression and suicide with DMC the 2 days ago, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, that DMC interview was, well, it wasn't an interview. It was a soliloquy. I mean, we gave him an hour to pretty much just talk. And we both looked at, I was looking at Jimmy at one point like, yeah, we should just let him go, right? And Jimmy's like, yeah, I think this is going well, and we should just shut our mouths.
He was really good.
And we popped in when we could, but yeah, that was an amazing hour. And you like that he talked about depression?
Which Opie, I don't know if you can relate to me on this, but I had a parent that was somewhat similar to because I'm only 23. From what I've listened to on the YouTubes, your mom. So like I understand a fraction of a bit of what you were talking about.
Yeah, my mom was a bit of a nightmare. Certainly, she did have her good qualities, but that makes kind of for boring radio, I think. But she did have. But I mean, she caused a lot of. Oh boy, I shouldn't have taken this phone call. Just want to say that. I just want to say that. Okay.
Sorry for trying to trample over you there. I didn't mean to do that.
That's all right. You're nervous.
Yeah, so far it's 2 minutes of nothingness.
Well, I'm talking to two major radio celebrities.
Wow,
well, that's
really?
Good point. The boy raises the dollar
Okay,
points.
now we're back in. That's all you have to say.
Sorry, I've been listening to you guys since I was 8 years old.
All right, Matt, I just want to say that my household had a lot of turmoil because of my mom. So now what are you going to say?
We're on the same page. I just wanted to thank you guys a lot for addressing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love listening to you guys every day.
So what? You're depressed and thought of killing yourself?
Well, I did until I just moved out to Arizona about 3 days ago, and listening to DNC's talking about he didn't know why he wanted to do it. It really hit me hard.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, you hang in there, all right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm great now.
Okay.
But
good.
Thank you guys for doing your show still.
Okay.
And not I still love you guys.
Okay.
Hashtag Anthony Cumia Radio.
Well, AnthonyCumia.com probably would be better for him.
Anthony, exactly.
If you want to hear his show.
That's why Opie, you're the professional.
Okay.
And Jimmy, I hope you put up more dates.
Well,
I'd love to get
more
people to come to your show while I'm in Arizona.
Sure. Well,
thank you, sir.
We explained that already. You moved to Arizona at the worst time possible if you're looking to see Jim Norton. He was there a couple months ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't have good timing.
That's all right.
No, you have really good timing. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, Jimmy, I hope you come here again very, very, very soon.
Okay.
I'll be with you.
Enjoy Arizona.
All right, Matt. Enjoy Arizona is right.
He did pick a good time of year to move there, though.
Yeah, well,
anything to get out of this cold. Give me those ribs, you.
We're going to get more snow tomorrow? I just hung up on
you guys are. I mean, I'll be in Florida.
I know.
Enjoy.
You're leaving in like 2 hours for Tampa.
Yeah, I'll be sunning.
You're doing the cowhead thing. I got to say cowhead. I mean, it just makes sense to say cowhead if you do a radio show. Why would you change that name?
I get why he did it.
Yeah?
He's a grown-up. He didn't like it.
Well, I don't really like being called
change it.
Opie.
Change it.
I never liked my real name, though. That's why I was all in with the nickname thing.
Greg is
Rebrand
okay.
yourself.
Yeah. Rebrand. Ooh. But then Greg Hughes is too normal.
Well, you don't need an abnormal name.
That's like a professional broadcaster.
Well, you're a professional.
How about Greggy? That's cute.
Broadcasting name.
Greggy boy?
Yeah.
Greggy boy would be nice.
Yes. Greggy and Jimbo, and then the picture can be us just winking at a camera.
I kind of like Daddy-O. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of like Vaughn calling me Daddy-O. Daddy-O.
Well, Daddy Ope, yeah, but not for a radio name.
I kind of like that. Let's go with that one.
I would like it if you went with that one, actually.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
You got a big weekend down there in Tampa. Kenny was telling me the itinerary. Mike Calta has you going all over Tampa while you're down there.
Yeah.
I've heard rumors of shooting machine guns.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Going to a spring training game, going out to a steak dinner. There was a couple other things in there. You're going to be a busy boy down in Tampa before that comedy show.
I like the dinner. I don't know if I'll go shooting.
You should shoot machine guns.
Maybe I would.
I'm not a big...
Have you done that before?
No.
You totally should.
Yeah, you should. I would love to.
I almost don't want to feel for it.
Oh.
I almost don't want to know I
Scared
enjoy
that
it.
you might like
Really?
it.
I know I'll like it, yeah.
But a video of you shooting machine guns? That would be terrific.
Yeah, but it's just
sense
gonna
of
get every pussy in town wet. That's all we need is a bunch of sopping wet pussies. I don't know. Maybe I would.
You have to.
Depending on what time he goes. If he's like, hey, you want to go tomorrow morning? I'm doing a show tomorrow morning, so
I would love to see a video of you shooting machine guns. That's a. You're not going to get that opportunity anytime soon.
no, probably not.
The DMC thing, just to fill in the blanks there, was just an amazing hour. We're going to put that on the podcast maybe next week or something,
Yeah,
E-Rock?
that's all set for next week.
And then we also got to put Kevin Hart's appearance on the podcast. So we're going to get busy very soon with the Opie and Jimmy podcast.
And the video you put out is up on all our social media, too.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, Kevin Hart telling the arrest story yesterday was really fucking funny.
Yeah, he was crying while he was telling it. That's a fond memory for.
He had tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
But DMC, knowing that this guy had all that fame and was thinking of killing himself was just, I don't know, because everyone feels depression, and I think everyone has that thought of suicide. You're not alone if you think about killing yourself. I think everyone has thought about killing themselves.
Yeah.
To what extent, that's the difference, obviously. And to know this guy had a fame, fortune, and he's sitting there just all depressed thinking about ending it is just amazing to me. Because you think if you get to that level that shit just leaves your brain, but it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's chemical.
And then to know that Sarah McLachlan was the one that got him out of his depression, that is such a fucked up story. Has he ever told that one?
Yeah.
Oh, he has? Okay.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of interviews with him before he came in.
Right.
And he touched on that.
But to listen to Sarah McLachlan over and over again, that's...
Poor Runnin' Jay.
Yeah. They're trying to be these cool hip-hop artists, and they got to listen to Sarah McLachlan on the way to the airport.
Come on. What are you doing?
Yo, check out this Angel song.
We don't want to. Get a fucking Walkman. You know how happy they must have been when iPods came out?
Right.
I bet they fucking bought him an iPod the first day that was available.
Yes.
And some headphones here.
I would love to talk to Run about this. That's the only thing I want to ask him. How much the Sarah McLachlan drove him nuts.
He'd probably go, like he hasn't thought of it in a while.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm sure he wouldn't be happy.
But that was his OCD kicking in, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he was rearranging everything in front of him in here, DMC, while he was talking. Rearranging the water bottles. He rearranges stuff perfectly. He ain't fucking around.
No, he's Julia Roberts' husband in fucking Sleeping with the Enemy.
Right. So... Anyway, let's move on to Zito in Staten Island. Zito.
Hey, how's it going?
Is this Chuck Zito? What's up, man?
Morning,
you and me got
Zito.
a lot in common.
No, I just want to say, the depression sucks. I mean, I was diagnosed clinically depressed about, 4 years ago, and the thoughts just suicide. I mean, it's fucked up, man. It's chemical. I've been locked down twice for observation, thinking you're going to be a threat to yourself or somebody else. So it's not. You have the whole world by your hand with money and all that other stuff. It's just, in my opinion, it's fucking clinical.
It also becomes, you know what though? It is, but it also becomes this go-to thought. It becomes this. It's the thought that's always there, like, okay, that's the solution. It's almost like an easy solution at times, and mentally it becomes, in a way, a lazy way of thinking. And I know because I've thought of it, where it's like you're feeling really sad about something or depressed or worthless, and instead of addressing it, it's like, I'll just hang myself. Like, it just becomes the way of avoiding not feeling that way.
Right.
In a way, it is lazy thinking. At times.
It's a short-term answer for a long-time problem.
Well, you mean a long-term solution for a short-term problem. You said just the opposite thing, sir. It's a temporary solution for a permanent solution for a temporary problem.
That's how clinically fucked up I am.
Zito. Oh, Zito, hang in there. I mean,
well, don't say it like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's the wrong way to phrase it.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
You guys do help a lot.
Well, you just got to remember, I mean, you're going to be dead for a really long time. Yeah. So you should really just try to keep it together as best you can in the end. I don't know.
You're right. You know, and it sucks because you got children, family, and it sets the tone for the house. You come in depressed, fucking everybody else is depressed.
Do you, are you on a little pill there or anything, or?
Yeah. They give you like Wellbutrin, Prozac, you name it. But it's a blender. They see what helps the most. What do you react to the most? You know, I find OxyContin works the best.
Oh wow! I'm scared of that shit. Oh, okay. I'm scared of that shit.
No, but yeah, it's hard to deal with. It really is. It's a day-by-day struggle.
Have you tried meditation? Oh.
Yeah. Yoga.
Really? It doesn't help?
No, I mean it gets your mind off of it. Mm-hmm. But the problem is living in the now. Right now, what's going on that something's bothering you. There may be some OCD there as well because you spiral into these negative thoughts and. The easy solution is, just slip my wrist and, you're done. But not that I am, but that's how I felt before I got treatment.
And it proves that it's clinical if your kids can't keep you together.
Yeah.
That's why I always looked at my mom like, you got 6 wonderful kids here. And, you can't keep it together. Well, that's fucked up because now that I'm a father, that helps me when I'm having a bad day. I look at those little fuckers and I'm like, oh, all right. Life's pretty cool.
Don't need to get all mushy.
No, you're right. I love them to death, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for them, but it's just something you can't control. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no.
I love the little son of a bitch. I wouldn't hurt one hair on his head.
No.
All right, Zito. Well, you hang in there, buddy.
But wait, there was a guy that called in yesterday, and you gave him a T-shirt. I want a T-shirt.
You know what? I hung up on that guy.
Oh man!
I did by accident. So I'll give you his T-shirt. Hold on the line because I really did hang up on that guy by accident yesterday. Zito, hang in there, all right, buddy?
You got it.
Thanks. All right. Jim Norton's going to Tampa to do the big comedy show for Mike Colta, and Ryan in New York's got something on that. Ryan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Ryan.
This is probably a little useless information, but I think he changed his name because Bubba gave him that name when he was an intern for him, and now they're having a big old radio war.
Yeah. Oh, he wanted to just not even have that. Okay.
Now it makes total sense. Because being a radio guy, the goofy name kind of helps you. Because it's easier to remember the goofy name like Opie than Greg Hughes in my case. And it's easier to remember Cowhead than Mike Colta. And Cowhead, I thought, was a really good radio name. But if Bubba gave it to him and they're at war and all that shit, then it makes total sense why he would change his name. Thank you for the phone call. You know what? Matt's calling back, Jimmy.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Matt in Phoenix, go ahead.
Sorry, guys. And again, I'm sorry. I can't believe that I'm actually getting call in for the second time in the morning with 2 guys that I've listened to for so long.
Well, let me tell you what happened. You were kind of a dud, and everyone turned the dial, so now no one's calling the show. So then it made it very easy for you to call in a second time.
Well, either way, Opie, I don't care if I'm a dud or not. Like, I'm going to text this to my mom and say, hey, at least someone didn't think I was stupid.
No.
And I know you can relate to that.
And I was lying. The phones are lit. Everyone wants to talk about depression for some reason. We're going to change the subject.
Yes.
Okay, well,
because maybe we can lift people up today with some nonsense, huh?
Can I plug the dates for Jimmy's July 10th.
So you don't have to. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you, but you don't need to. They're on my side, and it's. I thank you for your love and your effort, but you should nap.
I know I'm not good, Jimmy, but
yeah, it's 4:30 in the morning over there, isn't it?
Yes.
I loved watching Lucky Louie just for how your eyes bulge.
Thank you very much. So I make love to the camera.
Do you want people to say that? That the only reason they watch because your eyes bulged?
I'll accept it. It is what it is. You know, I mean, I'm never going to be a leading man, so fun.
But I thought, you know, you should
Jimmy,
get a better compliment than that.
For me.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right, Matt.
And
oh boy, well,
thank you guys.
Okay, it said he wanted to talk about suicide, so maybe on his third phone call he'll do just that. All right, what do we got going on out there in the world? We got snow coming into New York, which sucks. We got the NCAA tournament starting up.
I have zero interest in college sports.
Really?
Zero, yeah. I wish
you don't watch March Madness.
I'd care less about it. If March Madness didn't happen one year, and you said, "Hey, last year there was no March Madness," I'd go, "Oh."
Those games get kind of fun, man.
Yeah,
and then you get an upset or two, and
I've picked that whole bracket thing a few times. I just never tell anyone.
Why don't you do a bracket thing real fast?
Yeah.
Could you give them a blank brackets and see how well you do? Just circle shit.
I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You want to try it, Jimmy?
Sure. Very good.
No, I because of Travis, I watched John Oliver's take on the whole March Madness NCAA thing. I think everyone should go check that out. It was amazing.
His videos do very well online as well.
Yeah, because he's incredibly smart. He's a genius, and he talks about how the NCAA just fucks over their players. Period. And people try to spin it and all this, and it doesn't make sense when you got the NCAA making billions of dollars over March Madness, and these kids cannot get paid. It's not fair. It's just not fair. What was the percentage they said? I think they said like less than 2% of the athletes turn pro.
Turn pro, yeah.
So most of these kids never get to see the money and the actual fame that it brings.
Sure, between basketball and football, if you think about all the schools,
right,
and all the players on all the teams,
it was 1.something% of the players actually make it to the pros.
And they just get, I guess, so the argument is, I guess they get a free education. That's the argument from the school.
But that's bullshit because they even go into that. You know, they give them what's called paper classes to get their grades up because they don't have time to study and actually learn the subjects. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it was Jalen Rose during the piece was explaining his day when he was in college, and it was ridiculous. There was no time to actually study. It was hitting the weight room. It was meetings, going over tapes, then practice, and traveling, and games, and back to practice, and back to the weight room, and it was unbelievable.
They should find a way to get them paid. I know that they're amateurs, but they should still get paid. They absolutely should make money.
And it's all nonsense because they're students and all that. They don't want to give up the money.
Of course.
And then you're going to have people call and go, but most of these programs are not profitable. That's bullshit. They actually spend way more money than they probably should because they want to stay as a nonprofit organization.
And the coaches make a shitload of money.
Oh yeah, then that's the headline. You know, such and such coach just signed for a $5 to $7 million a year contract as their star athletes. You know, sometimes could barely eat.
And coaches are allowed to have TV deals and book deals and radio deals,
radio shows. Yeah. I think Jalen Rose once again was talking about all the revenue streams these college coaches have. They're allowed to make their own endorsement deals on top of the amazing salaries they're getting from these universities. And then they get paid for doing their radio show.
Well, that's how they lure them from the NFL or NBA or whatever.
Right.
Or college baseball is big. Well, hold on. Not.
Good one.
Thank you.
That was good.
It's real. Did you cue this up to a good part?
This is Richard Sherman talking about his day.
Oh, yeah, listen to this. So Richard Sherman, we all know him, plays for the Seahawks, and he's all about trying to help out the college athlete now because he went through it, and he's one of the lucky ones. He made it to the pros.
And he's very smart, intelligent.
Right, and he's a multimillionaire. And they had stories in this piece of guys that they're just completely and utterly broke. And some of these guys that probably would have made the pros, but they had some career-ending injury while they were in college as well, and they don't have insurance policies or any of that to at least get some money coming in. I don't know what the answer is. As I sit here, you know, when you bring up something like this, it's probably good to try to have it answered. You know, try to have some kind of solution. I know they're making a shitload of money, and at the very least, they can maybe give these guys, you know, some money. Maybe not make them rich, but
maybe like a meal plan.
Even that, they don't even do that. A lot of these guys, we've said it over the years, they can't even fly home for the holidays.
Good, let them stay in school, study. Bums.
Because they would need somebody to pay for that. Their parents can't afford to get them home, so a lot of these guys hang out on campus.
Yeah, Good, let them get out there and get a job.
If they're complaining about not having enough time to study, now's your time, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I have no time to eat turkey either. No time to eat stuffing. Those books.
Let's see this piece.
Listen to current NFL player Richard Sherman reminisce about his college days.
You wake up in the morning, you have weights at this time. Then after weights, you go to class. And after class, you go maybe try to grab you a quick bite to eat. And then after you get your quick bite to eat, you go straight to meetings. And after meetings, you got practice. And after practice, you got to try to get all the work done you had throughout the day. I would love for a regular student to have a student athlete schedule during the season for just one quarter or one semester and show me how you balance that.
He's right. Paying top college athletes with an education is sort of like telling a full-time nurse, there's no salary for this job, we're just going to be giving you free trumpet lessons, which you'll be too busy to do, but if you don't learn to play the trumpet, you're fired. Does that sound fair? I think that sounds fair. And the education athletes do get is sometimes insultingly watered down. Last year, an investigation revealed that the University of North Carolina had, for years, held fraudulent so-called paper classes that boosted athletes' grades.
Football and basketball players, they would be enrolled, steered to and enrolled in a paper class in African American studies. So we could have a football player who in the spring might have a GPA of 1.4, but in the summertime we put him in 3 paper classes and we get A minus, and lo and behold, he's academically eligible to play football in the fall. And that's how the system worked.
OK, let's not pretend there isn't something offensive about an African-American studies course being an easy major at that school. Here, just take this class investigating the social, political and cultural complexities inherent to the black American experience. It'll be a f***ing breeze. Phone it in. Phone the thing in. And it gets worse. It gets worse because many student athletes at UNC also left with an unusual language credit.
What language did you study?
Swahili.
Swahili?
Yes.
Does that come in handy since you graduated?
No, not at all.
What language did you take?
I took Swahili.
Swahili?
Yes.
Do you speak Swahili a little bit?
As of right now, no.
Encouraging.
It goes on and on. It's really worth watching. John Oliver on the NCAA.
Hi, Jesse.
Jesse Joyce, just to get you up to speed. So, yeah, they're learning Swahili and all these nonsense classes. Well, most of these athletes
they're not learning it. It's just paper class.
Of course, yeah. But most of these athletes, they go to these big universities because they don't give a fuck about the education. It's just a path, hopefully, to the pros.
Right.
And they know that. Everyone knows that. They're not there to actually study.
No. I say let him hit the books.
No, I mean, Sam's told the story about he went to Syracuse with Carmelo Anthony, and he had a class with Carmelo Anthony, and he saw him once.
One time.
Yeah.
Not to jump right in here. Holy shit, good to see you guys. I took in college this class. I'm so shitty at math. I took a class called basketball player math. That's what they like.
Come on.
They didn't. Well, it wasn't like on the syllabus as that, but like everybody in school knew it as basketball player math.
Yeah.
And it was fucking cartoonish how easy it was. Like we would go in and you could work in groups for your test, and the teacher was such a burnout that literally everybody during the test you could go up and like, I don't understand how this one works, and then he would just do it for you. and we'd all work in groups, and then we just share that answer with everybody, and then the next person so it's like, all right, so I'll get numbers 1, 4, and 8, and you guys, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then, so like the entire test was done by the teacher every time, and we just share it with everyone. It was crazy.
What college did you go to?
Duquesne University, which is like a respectable institution, but math, I only needed to take 1 math credit, and I suck at it, so I was just like, I'll just take the basketball player one. So
yeah, it's all nonsense in the end.
Yep.
So we're talking about March Madness and how the NCAA is going to make billions of dollars off that.
Oh, right.
And the athletes make nothing, and a lot of them will just miss getting into the pros and then have to go and get regular jobs, and they don't get a piece of the action.
Right.
It just seems like there's something they could do. Maybe at the very least, these teams that make it into the Final Four, maybe you pay those kids at least.
Huh.
Something.
No, because then the schools only the schools doing well would get that would just push.
Yeah,
it would be unfair to the ones who play for a shit school but are good athletes. It's got to be like a system where the money's broken down and everybody splits it.
Right.
It's the only way to work it, and not the girls volleyball.
They were talking about how everything's sponsored, even the ladder to climb up to cut down the net when they win. The ladder is sponsored.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. They have sponsored everything in the tournament now, just to bring in even more
billions
money.
of dollars.
Right.
Billions of dollars. That is, the truth. So.
Oh well, let them hit the books, lazy bums. Tired of it. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Rather study.
Jesse, it's been a while. Buddy.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
How was the roast?
I'm back in New York now. The roast was amazing. I don't know. I guess I haven't heard what Kevin Hart said. I know he was in here yesterday, but
we forgot about it.
Seriously? We literally didn't get to it?
No, we was here like 40 minutes. We totally forgot.
We were just.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It was just a whole, some old friends just beating the shit out of each other yesterday. We barely talked about his movie.
Huh.
We didn't talk about the roast, the Justin Bieber roast, and there was a few other things we wanted to get to that we just never did.
Yeah.
But you know what? We had a fucking blast in here, so
cool.
We know it worked.
It was awesome. It was like, it's one of the more brutal ones, I think, which is awesome because like you could totally take the gloves off on this one because like he's not a sympathetic figure, there's a point where you can only beat the shit out of David Hasselhoff so much before it's like, all right, leave him alone. You know what I mean? He's a sad old fuck. But like with Justin Bieber, like there's no goodwill to him right now. And also this whole thing was supposed to be like a big mea culpa where he's like sorry for being such a douche as a kid.
Was he gracious at the end?
He was like, but I mean, even just as a dude, he was like actually a shockingly good little fella. Like, I was so expecting, like, I had no idea what to expect because he came into the writer's room and I was like, this kid sounds like such a fucking monster. Like, especially because all I'd been doing is just researching all the awful shit that he did. That I was so worried about him as like an entitled prick that I had my bag with my passport in it. I like hid it in the other room because I was like, I don't know if this monkey's going to just jump on the table and throw it out the window or just like, it's mine now. And then like six giant black bodyguards. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what he's like, you know? So,
it's understandable you're afraid of Justin Bieber. I get it.
Well, not him so much as his machine. You know what I mean? That it's like, if he's just like, that's my phone now, then a wall of 6 dudes is just like, what are you going to do about it? Like,
it's not your phone.
Well, whatever. I didn't want any trouble. I have to go to Korea in a couple of weeks, and I was like, I can't lose my passport.
Yeah, why would you be afraid of Kim Jong-un when you have fucking Justin Bieber to deal with first?
I'm going to Pleasant Korea. I'm going to the Pleasant one.
Oh, you're going to the Pleasant one.
Oh, north.
Yeah. So, but no, he came in. He was like a super gracious little fella. He was just like, hey, thanks so much.
Nice?
And introduced himself to everybody and was like, hey, I love these roasts and thanks for working on it and whatever. And then at the end too, like he nailed the rebuttal and like
did he seem cool?
Yeah, he seemed like a really genuine
kid.
Cooler
than he comes across in the media?
Yeah, way cooler. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, trust me, I wanted him to be a douche at every turn. And like, especially because I was writing like really mean shit,
Right.
And, but no, he's just like a really nice guy,
I heard the Beliebers were getting mad about Selena Gomez jokes or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you stayed away from those. I didn't go.
They were basically warning you guys to stay away from Selena.
It's so crazy. Like I tweeted a picture of me at rehearsal, like with the big logo. It's just like, hey, watch the roast I wrote for it. Hashtag Anne Frank, right? Whatever. Like, and then it got picked up just because it had the Bieber hashtag. But like all of a sudden, it was getting retweeted by like hundreds of these 14-year-olds that like I'm not on their radar. And then. And if you go to their profiles, like literally every one of them, their whole bio is all it is. It's like a phrase that they use,
right?
Where it's just Justin followed me back at 1:15 a.m. on March 3rd, 2011.
Right.
Like, that's
obsessed.
their whole identity is the fact that he followed him back.
And all their Twitter handles work off the word.
It's
Bieber.
all some version of Bieber, and then like an emoji of like a fucking like
pretty
girl
pathetic.
crying or whatever.
He's getting popular, man.
Well. And then just to fucking rub it in, I get like this notification I've never gotten from Twitter before that's like, hey, boy, this tweet of yours is really picking up a lot of steam. Like, I'd never seen that. You know what I mean?
It's like dumb twitchy things or whatever they are.
Yeah, because that one, it was like, so Twitter was basically like, hey, yeah, those jokes you write? Not so much. Whatever you're doing, why don't you tweet more about Bieber? That seems to be working out for you. So yeah, but it was cool. Ludacris got real mad. I don't know if you heard that.
No.
Yes, I did about the Paul Walker jokes.
Yeah, because we had a bunch of those. I had one that didn't make it in that I was really proud of.
I heard they're getting rid of all the Paul Walker jokes.
Oh, none of them are going to be in?
That hit the paper the other day, too.
Cutting all of them.
They're cutting all the Paul Walker jokes.
Well, you want Ludacris to be happy comedically.
Hey, buddy. Because,
but doesn't Ludacris understand what a roast is all about?
No idea. Because I prepped him. It was
Don't
me.
you guys sit him down and go, look, this is what a roast is capable of doing?
Well, yeah. I mean, there was a bunch of opportunities for him to come to rehearsal and things like that, but he just didn't. And then but he was a very pleasant guy to like prep. For like an hour before the thing, I just sat there and. We went over his script and everything that we wrote, and he seemed fun. But then he was just like, so how's this work? Like, after each joke, they say something back? And it's like,
oh, God.
No, it's not a movie, dummy. Like, what do you, then they rebut at the end. Like, have you not seen one of these? And he's like, no, I did. But you could tell he didn't. And he's like, what are they going to say about me? And it was like, it's going to be fine. And he's like, well, come on, what are they going to say about me?
He wanted them to cut at one point during the taping?
Yeah. And so then...
Ew.
Yeah, so then there was a bunch of Paul Walker jokes. And then at the end, because like I had just prepped him for an hour, so it's like, for whatever it's worth, I'm the face of the he knows me.
Yeah.
And so he's like swinging by on a golf cart, and I was just like, hey, man, you nailed it. Because for whatever it's worth, he didn't fuck up what we wrote. So it was like, hey, you nailed it. And he just goes, fuck you, man, and just like took off. And it was like, whoa. And then there was this other writer who's this real sweetheart. He's this like big wobbly-headed Canadian guy. He's like a real sweet goofball, because he's a Canadian. Yeah. And so he came up. He didn't know any of that backstory. And I watched it. He just goes like, hey, Ludacris, hi, I'm George. You did a terrific job. and Ludacris's manager, Shaka Zulu, got in his face and was like, you wrote that Paul Walker shit? Fuck you, motherfucker. Like, that's what happened. And it was just like, whoa,
really.
I love it.
His name should be Ludacris. He's crazy.
Yeah. Sour grapes, my friend.
Yeah, I make fun of everybody, but it's just,
Can I tell you my Paul Walker joke that didn't make it in? It was Luda's in Furious 7, and most of the press surrounded the late Paul Walker, which I don't think is fair, because Luda, I'm sure you were really late too. Come on, everybody.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
And this one got cut. Did this one get cut?
They all got cut.
Oh, yeah, they all got cut, like we said.
The Jeff Ross one?
Yeah, the Jeff Ross.
Dude, it's so great.
Jeff Ross connected Bieber's driving skills to those of Walker's, cracking, move, bitch, get out of the way, is what Paul Walker should have told that tree.
Well, wait, the tag is the best part. Did they cut the tag? He then goes too soon, too fast, too furious.
Did he get a laugh?
Oh, dude, it destroyed. Yeah. But he was real mad.
Jeff Ross.
Ross. Yeah.
So why would they cut that? Then don't do the roast.
You want
anymore.
Ludacris to be happy. That's the guy I think about in a roast.
Did they cut it because of Ludacris, you think?
I imagine so.
Probably
he probably made a lot of trouble.
A lot of stink.
A big stink.
Mm-hmm. Ludacris got big power now. Shutting down white rappers. I mean, white writers in Hollywood.
Yeah, but he was pretty pissed about it.
Yeah,
he was a rapper, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was. He was the biggest rapper.
Too, though.
That was his intro. That he's the biggest rapper in 2001. I love those the roast jokes where it's literally just a fact.
No.
Wow.
Like I wrote Sarah Silverman's intro last year, and it was you guys, this is amazing. We had coming up next. She was number 35 on Maxim's Hot 100 list in 2006. You just say a fact. It's just so much meaner.
Jimmy made a good point. He's a rapper.
Yeah. What? Oh, why he's so sensitive?
Well, he shouldn't be that sensitive.
Yeah,
especially the rap guys.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Who was on the panel?
Ludacris, Snoop. Oh, Pete Davidson destroyed. Yeah, and Pete's awesome. But the non-comics were Ludacris, Snoop, Martha Stewart, Shaquille O'Neal.
Why Martha Stewart? We saw that the other day. We couldn't figure that one out.
It's just because she fucking destroys, by the way. She got like a standing ovation, and it's partially because like having an old lady say dirty shit is really funny, you know?
Okay.
So, like they did the same thing with Betty White in the past, and like Maureen McCormick, like not that she's an old, but like just the idea of getting somebody who like out of character.
Out of their element.
Yeah, so like her whole angle is just that she's like a hardened prison bitch, and that he's not going to make it if he goes to jail.
Right.
Like it was a pretty fun.
Pete Davidson cracked. Justin got arrested for drag racing. Unfortunately, it wasn't with Paul Walker.
Yeah.
All the Paul Walker stuff it all got cut out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see. I mean, where are you reading that it's all cut?
Comedy Central made a statement.
Yeah. Oh, they did.
Yeah, yesterday or the day before.
It sucks. Wow.
It sucks. It's like you bringing two different worlds together that shouldn't mix.
Right.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to get upset. Either the people who wrote the jokes or the people who the jokes are about.
Those roasts should go somewhere else.
But yeah.
I had something also.
So.
What do you mean go somewhere else?
I thought like HBO might have got
somewhere else.
Go to another
where
network.
they don't cut the shit.
Oh, right.
You're going to like ABC. They're good.
ABC Family.
ABC. Lifetime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just 2 hours of rape jokes on Lifetime.
I don't know. It's Comedy Central. They got to relax a little. We've been saying this for years, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are. It is shocking the shit they do let you get away with on the roast. Like that's an after the fact. Like that wasn't like a legal thing. Like we were allowed to make all the Paul Walker jokes in the room.
I think this is the statement. Roasts often push the limits of good taste, and we give the participants full reign to try things, knowing we have the edit to shape the show. Sometimes the line is discovered by crossing it. The Paul Walker references will not be in the telecast, a spokesperson stated.
I don't know why Paul Walker, even though he was probably a really nice guy, and people who knew him seemed to love him. But, look, it's just a tragic event, but why is that off limits?
Yeah, there was a Robin Williams joke, like there's there was
wait
a lot
a minute.
Whoa, now.
Now.
Like that's what works, especially if you have a guy who's connected to the guy who just died. That's really funny.
Paul Walker's too young and handsome.
How did Justin know him?
Robin Williams was ready to die.
Paul Walker.
He had his issues.
He didn't, but I mean, Ludacris was on the dais. So Ludacris,
that was the
there was this. I mean, Snoop is such a good sport. Like there was a joke that I loved that somebody it was in Martha Stewart's script. That was like Snoop Dogg is now 43 years old, which is 5 times as old as actual dogs live and twice as long as all of his friends. And you know what I mean? So Ludacris is such a fucking penis about it. But then in the meantime, like Snoop, she just pointed out that all of his friends are dead.
Right.
And Snoop he laughed. He thought it was hilarious.
He took it.
Because that was a fact.
Yeah. But there again, that's just a fact.
You know what I would have said? I would have went up there and said, "Boy, Snoop, he looks pretty stoned." The place would have went nuts.
Oh, that's a good. Well, he was smoking weed on stage, so that was a fact that didn't need to be brought up.
No one was brave enough to tell him, "Look, you can't do that."
Yeah, somehow he just gets away with doing that.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, we were all backstage, and just all of a sudden, just cloud of weed just came our way.
And there's
it was
not
like,
one
Jesus Christ, how's he
person
getting away
that's going to
with that?
step forward and go, "Look, Snoop, that's illegal."
He was doing that in a W Hotel, him and Bishop Don Juan in Midtown.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
But no one's going to tell him no.
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
No, you should walk over and make like the pot smoking with my fingers. I would have done that at the beginning of my set. Hey.
And do that across your neck like, nah.
I would have winked at him. Like a little 2 fingers
That
to
would
the
have done
lips.
it.
Yeah, I know what's going on over there.
That would have hit him where he lives.
There's a short list of celebrities that could get away with anything. No one's going to tell them.
Right.
To stop. And Snoop is definitely one of those guys.
Yeah.
Robert Durst, another one.
Robert Durst.
Apparently, Ludacris is on the list somehow.
Ludacris is newly married, too, so you got to give him some room to be a sensitive son of a bitch right now. He just got married.
Yeah.
He didn't seem sensitive when he was cursing at Jesse, who was nice to him. That's not sensitive. I thought he was a baby when we interviewed him.
Speaking of, his wife's from Ghana and West Africa.
You only know that because you wrote a joke about it, Jesse. What is it?
Yeah, it was that because Ludacris is half Native American and she's from Ghana, so we'll never know why their blankets have diseases. Come on,
that's nice.
It's an AIDS-y place.
Yeah,
but you made him be funny, and then he's still
we wrote all of his shit, like every word that he said
as he rides by in his golf cart.
Yeah. In fact, there was one joke that he even he was so proud of that he took like a victory lap, like he actually just
and he had nothing to do with the joke.
Yeah, it wasn't his joke, but then when the writers write other shit that he doesn't like, all of a sudden we're a bunch of assholes.
I didn't enjoy it. We interviewed him at K-Rock. Patrice was in that day. I didn't like him at all. I thought he was closed off and kind of babyish. I just didn't enjoy him. I thought you're not an open interview.
Yeah.
You're with your publicist. You're supposed to be this fucking rebel or maverick.
Right.
And we weren't asking him crazy questions. We were asking about Bill O'Reilly. It was like, dude, we had 20 minutes with you.
Did you ask him to touch his hair? You want to feel his hair?
Yes. Can I just, because you bleed the same color as I do, but you look so different.
Well, I thought just the interaction I had with him before the roast, I was like, this guy's all right. I think someday if I run into Ludacris again, I can say hi to him. You know what I mean? I was like, he seems like a cool.
And that's
not at all. Yeah, totally not.
I'll be like, hey, Ludacris, Jesse's in here.
That motherfucker.
Brutal.
Eric is theorizing that perhaps the studio or Furious 7 is sponsoring the roast. Is that possible?
The movie.
Oh yeah, I bet you that there's commercials. Probably. That's probably exactly why.
Coming home with a good point.
That's an excellent point.
Oh, E-Rock, take a swim walk lap in there.
Money.
Yeah,
Down to money.
Money talks, bull sugar walks.
Shaq was on it too, and we had to keep all of his jokes like one line. You know what I mean? Because he's not.
I'm very funny.
Yeah,
he was telling us in here how funny he is.
Yeah. No, he came in with a page of his own jokes.
How were they?
I make people laugh.
Like they were unrecognizable as jokes. They were just more sentences. You know what I mean?
Wait, he came in with his own shit.
Yeah, with like a stack of note cards, like 50.
At least he was trying.
And it was just like, oh, all right. So that's a joke, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, so we let it, like, they put 2 in because 2 of them were like, oh, okay, I could see how that's a sentence that could be read as kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like,
really?
Yeah, just to kind of make him
It's
feel
all
good
in the
about
delivery
it.
with Shaq.
Well, oh, totally. I mean, and he's a great dude, but like,
we like Shaq.
There was this thing where, right at the last minute, Chris Paul was in the crowd, so there was this like mandate that came down like right before the roast. It was like, we need somebody write a joke so that Shaq can slam Chris Paul because he's in the crowd.
Right.
Who's Chris Paul?
Chris Paul.
He plays
from
for the Clippers.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's just like another professional
One of the
basketball
best
player in the
in the
room.
NBA.
So like, it would be funny to. So the joke. I wrote the joke, and it was just, oh hey Chris Paul, I see you there. Hey, give me your number because I want to give you a ring sometime because I have 4 and you don't have any. Right, whatever. It's just a cute.
Right, okay.
And I was like, somebody needs to explain to Shaq if you pitch him this joke that ring is a double entendre. So it means both a piece of jewelry and to ring someone on the telephone because he's not going to understand that means 2 things. And then they didn't do that. And so this is how he delivered it. He goes, Chris Paul, I see you there. I need to call you sometime because I have 4 championship rings. You don't got none. And it was like, what? No. Like, that's not the joke at all.
Oh, yeah. Kobe was right.
So, yeah.
I hope they keep that in there.
Yeah, they probably won't. But he was a nice guy.
I would have written a better joke than that. Something about, hey, look at us. We're the only one that knows what the weather's like up here. Place would have went bananas.
Banana pants. They
Kidding me? What laughs that would have gotten? Just cheers and applause for the cleverness of it.
I had a joke about Shaq that was do you remember he got in trouble last year for making fun of a handicapped kid on Instagram?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and boy, that must have, and he had to apologize, and boy, that must have been tough for you to explain yourself, because you're such an inarticulate doofus.
Oh man, and then you got Shaq and Ludacris beef.
Yeah.
See, I would have written something like, when we missed that the problem was not what he did, it was that kid was handy-capable.
Look, man, this is that is the funniest Instagram ever.
Exactly.
Oh boy, Shaq.
What was he thinking?
Oh, Shaq.
Idiots.
First of all, which one's Shaq?
What an idiot.
Yeah, that's
Can you
foolish.
put that back up on our Facebook page, Eric, for the people? Shaq got in a lot of trouble for this one.
Oh, Shaq.
Why would he do that?
Shaq fool.
And that guy supposedly was a huge fan of his as well.
Shaq called him. They made up. He didn't know. He's just goofing around. And
Shaq had to know. Come on.
I don't know.
What do you think's going on with that guy on the
looks
right?
mean.
Yeah.
He looks like
I don't know.
Looks tough. Like now you know, but if not knowing, I would just think,
really?
Yeah. He's look at his eyes. He's
he like the character from the Goonies, but black.
Yes. So you have to change the first letter.
Goonies.
Damn, is that quick?
I'm gonna give Ludacris your home address or something.
No, like you look at that face, like look at his eyes. He's looking retarded. He really does. He looks like he could be scowling. Like now that you know, but I wouldn't look at that and go, "This guy's."
What about all
he's
the missing hair?
a clump of hair. Exactly.
No.
like got torn out in a fight.
He's got some Mongolian in him.
Torn out. Just a tuft.
Where's his hair missing?
If you're not slow, you
here,
would just
he's got a
shave your
giant
whole head
bald
down.
I
You wouldn't
literally-
allow a big piece of hair missing like
I literally
that.
thought that. I honestly thought that was a reflection.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a light bouncing over his head. I didn't think.
I would definitely think this kid has something going on.
Yeah, I would too.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Did Shaq take it though? Was he cool?
Oh yeah, dude, he's the
seems
greatest laugher in the history of the roast. Like his he has like a little silk handkerchief, and he's like constantly wiping tears out of his eyes the whole time. Like, yeah, he took
He
it
knows
really
how
well.
to enjoy life.
Yeah. You got to have a good laugh. It's important. Like, like a lot of times they want me at roast because my laugh is really good. I'm like,
Bravo, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Nicely done, pal.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's terrific.
It's my laugh.
Yeah.
What about when's the roast on this weekend?
The 30th. No, it's still like another week and a half.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they should name it something cool, like Justin gets his comeuppance. That's what I would call it. Everybody watching, all the young kids watching.
Was the crowd young kids or no? It was.
Yeah, that's the thing that's annoying about is that because they've become like really popular, and especially this one was like super that like it's become like a place to be seen now. So it's like all these like hip LA assholes and not people who get jokes and are fans of roasts.
Right.
One time
they
should trick the crowd and just turn it all on the crowd. Just turn the lights on the crowd. They think somebody else is getting roasted, and you just turn on those sons of bitches.
Well, what's one of the Jenners was there, and she just blank stare, just didn't get.
Was it?
Just was like,
was it Kylie?
No, whatever one he dates, like the Kendall, that's the one. Like.
Wait, who dates? Oh,
Bieber.
Yeah,
Wait, Bieber's dating one of the Jenners?
Yeah, or at least it's rumored that he is.
They're all a bunch of dimwits, man. They're hot as shit, but
and
they
like
got
just
nothing
arms
going on.
folded, and then like Jeff Ross started laying into the. It was just, Jeff Ross had a joke that was like, "Where'd you guys meet? Okay, stupid." and she just started like, no, like kind of giving the cut sign, like
no,
absolutely not. Do not make jokes about us. Like it was just like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, then why are you there?
Why would you show up? You know what I mean?
yeah. Fucking Ross.
But it's not really the name of the website, though. It's probably inaccurate. They should cut that.
Well, that's where the humor comes in, James.
Wow, that's great.
Maroon.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun, and it was nice because like with the last one, with the Franco one, like he's not like a hated guy. He's just like a fucking doofus. So all the jokes had to be softer, but with this one, it was just like you can go as like hard as you wanted.
And he was cool in the end. That's what everyone's saying.
Well,
Bieber
that was kind of part of it too. Is like they had to be mean in order for this whole thing to work, which is like this sort of hazing trial by fire, so that he can come out the other side and be like, "Sorry, everybody, I'm not a douche anymore," or whatever.
It really help his image.
It cleansed them. It was a cleansing.
Yeah, right. Because like I'm sure that manager of his is like, "What the fuck? How do we stop him from being Leif Garrett?" You know what I mean? Like we got to do something.
Well,
that's what I really wanted to have happen. I mean, I know it doesn't make any sense because like nobody knows who Leif Garrett is, but like I really wanted.
I know who he is. I still
Leif
buy
Garrett
his records.
to come out as like the ghost of Christmas Future, with his like 6 teeth and just like point a crooked meth finger at him and go like, "Look at this! Look at what you're gonna be."
If you need a buddy to drop you off somewhere, Leif Garrett's the guy.
Oh, that would have been a great
Yeah, that would have been a great one. All right, we got to take a break. We got a very busy show today. We got Jesse Joyce, Sherrod Small in again today. We got Eliza Schlesinger coming in.
Is Eliza coming in too?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know either.
I knew she was booked. I didn't realize it was today. That's all I'm saying. But that's fine. We'll make room.
Cool.
And then we got Robert Klein coming in today. Wow.
Oh, neato.
In about a half hour. Huh?
Who's the girl who's coming
Eliza.
in?
Eliza. You know Eliza.
Yeah, I'm sure you. Oh, you know what? She was at the roast battle, dude, that we did when I.
Is she short and dark hair?
When I fucking destroyed you. I don't know if you remember that.
All right.
But,
you did okay, Jesse.
Did you destroy him?
Kurt got the revenge for the show.
Yeah,
Kurt got you back, though.
Yeah. It was a bloodbath.
Kurt's a monster.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's just a big galoot.
I love him.
You know her,
Yes,
right?
he's brilliant, but he's a monster.
Eliza?
Eliza. She's blowing up. She's playing what? Caroline's this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she'll be in
dude,
here.
that picture, she looks more familiar right now.
All right.
I'm going to roast everyone.
Yeah?
Yeah. Not now.
Oh.
After breakfast.
Jimmy's going to Tampa in a couple hours.
That's right.
Big show down there with Mike Colta,
And,
Robert Kelly, and Artie Lang, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
I'm on the same flight as Bob.
Nice.
Not next to each other, not sitting next to each other. Like,
No, he'll be in different sections of the plane.
well, he's going to be in the
Cargo.
This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
Upload and friends.
Sherrod Small, Jesse Joyce.
Yo.
Eliza outside the studio playing Caroline's this weekend. And, wow, Robert Klein. We're overbooked today, people.
It's perfect.
We'll make it work. Jesse, I heard in there that you're going to Korea.
Yeah.
South Korea.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? North Korea? He's not Dennis Rodman.
Hey, man, some people get a little peek of North Korea.
I would love to.
I would rather go to North Korea than South Korea.
Yeah.
I'd be scared shitless, but I'd rather go there. Maybe with the Vice guys. I think the Vice guys could figure it out. They have in the past.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Do you know everybody, Eliza?
I don't.
Yeah.
Jesse
Hey,
Joyce.
Sherrod.
Hi.
Nice to meet
We
you.
know each other.
Okay.
Sort of.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so yes.
Maybe that's it. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
We judged the roast
Is that your
battle
dog,
together.
too?
We
in
did.
LA, in
Yeah,
LA
that's my
a
dog.
while ago.
Wait,
We
you got your
In
dog
LA?
in here?
Yeah.
I'm allergic to
At
dogs.
the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's not important.
Okay.
We did.
See, this proves it.
A cutie.
I'm allergic to dogs, and they say that dogs sniff that shit out. So
But that one's hypoallergenic.
oh, then fuck me.
There you go.
Then it could stay. No, it could have stayed either.
I'm
way.
allergic to dogs too, and if there's a small dog around, I break out in a heart-on.
He loves his bitches.
Small dogs and children.
Eliza, you getting that famous where now you got to walk around with a small dog?
To be fair, I've had that dog since before I was
all right.
marginally famous.
All right,
Okay.
fair
An
enough.
L-list celebrity.
Another fair enough.
She's been
for
around
Eliza.
for a while.
It's a cute little dog. What's the name?
Her name's Blanche. And I always have trouble bringing her into Sirius, which I think is so funny, not to be a nerd, but Sirius is named after, like, the dog star.
Right, the dog star.
I'm like, you guys have dogs all over your logos, but no dogs in it, but I brought her in.
Everyone else brings dogs in. Yeah, we get dogs.
White people get to take their dogs everywhere, don't you?
I don't know.
It's an emotional support animal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
black
how to
people
describe my
could too
penis.
if you didn't own so many vicious pit bulls.
That's right. I had a Yorkie for 15 years.
You did? Really? That
Oh,
seems
Vicious
character.
Yorkie.
I got it for my girlfriend in college. She lasted 2 years.
All right.
And the dog lasted 15.
And you kept the dog? It's rare that the guy keeps the dog.
I tried to keep her with the dog, then she had a kid, and she gave the dog back.
But she had a kid.
She gave the dog back.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
Do you still? Is it gone now?
He passed away in 2010.
Sorry.
Yeah, Geraldo took him.
The two of them went down together?
The same year went down. It's a rough year for me.
And Mike DiStefano as well? All three of them?
That's right.
Hey,
In a blaze of glory?
Goes in 3.
Is it a rescue dog?
She's a rescue dog, which I think is the only saving grace. Because if it was like a purebred, then I'm kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But it's like a rescue, so you can't. Even if you look down on that, I'm taking it everywhere. It's like, oh well, she's the rescue.
Yes.
It's
and
okay
you
now.
can see it in her face.
Right.
At every meal, at every look.
She's happy to be here.
She'll be
She's
standing
very
right there.
thankful.
She's grateful. She
Grateful.
used to be a dog prostitute. That's our backstory. And I rescued her from a life. And it's fitting. She actually has no front teeth now. Not that she needs them.
What happened to
As
the
a
front
dog
teeth?
prostitute.
It's easier for her. What happened to her teeth? We had to get them pulled.
Why?
Because she wouldn't talk. No, because she. They just sometimes like small dogs have
You got to
bad
take them out
mouths.
10 years, yeah.
She got a fucking smart mouth.
$5,000.
I had to pay $3,000 for my dog's teeth surgery.
And the worst part was, not to make this about dogs, she got the teeth removed. I took her home, and we go outside just so she can pee, and she runs across the street, and I saw a car coming, and what came out of my mouth was $5,000. Like, that's all I said. I just spent that, but
It's expensive having
I
a
would
dog.
let the dog have an achy mouth.
And when I took
that's
the money,
too much money,
I took the
man.
money back to the vet.
Yeah.
And the girl at the front desk, when I brought all cash, she was like, "You sell drugs?" I was like, "Bitch, I saved my dog."
it's a Yorkie. Do I look like I sell drugs?
If I sold drugs, I would have drowned this dog in a bathtub.
I would have filled the dog with cocaine and put it on a plane.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This dog would not be
I don't know if
here.
you've ever seen The Wire, but yeah.
If I sold no, whatever.
By the way, that was a seamless transition from Jesse, you're going to Korea to a
Dogs.
long dog discussion.
Yes,
They eat
because they
dogs
eat-
in Korea.
Yeah.
That is
to
a
Korea?
known fact.
They eat dogs in
I'm gonna
America
have some.
too. The
You going to
Koreans.
South Korea?
Yes, good one. Yeah, good Korea.
What are you gonna
Yeah,
do there?
Well, I'm doing whatever the base is. I'm doing the DMZ.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're going to be close to North Korea.
Yeah, like I'll be able to see
The
it.
DMZ.
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
called the DMV?
Did I say the
You
DMV?
did DMV.
Yeah.
The DMZ, yeah.
Boy, there's a lot of giant fat black ladies with hoop earrings in North Korea.
You love your
It's
black
odd.
jokes, don't you, Jesse?
So, what? I just got off the roast. You understand? That's
Oh,
how
that's
it goes.
true,
Like
yeah.
It just stays with you, man. It's like a fraternity.
I swear to God, for like a week, it's like a week of decompression. Like any girlfriend I've ever had, whatever, they're always just like, "You are a mean asshole." Right after the like, and I gotta like sort of work like.
So it's not just Ludacris saying this; it's everybody.
No, dude, it just you get in that mode, in the zone, and then like honest to God, like me and the writers will go to like a Denny's at like 2 a.m, and then you just like, boy, our waitress's ass is so fat, and it's like, why am I picking on the waitress? You know what I mean? You just can't help yourself.
You can't stop
because you're just like
It's
kind
a
of
disease.
deconstructing people all the time. Yeah, so
I
it
think
takes
that's
like a
just
week.
Male comics in general.
Yeah, but specifically after the roast, you're just
Good
like
point.
really
On
picking out like people's sort of
auto-destroy.
yeah, like racial inferiorities and whatnot. You know, so,
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
boy.
Like what?
What's
That a
that?
boy.
Have you been to South Korea?
No, it's my first time. I'm
First
doing
time.
Okinawa and Honshu in Japan, and then I'm doing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to go to South Korea. I'm shooting a special there. I'm going to call it A Stone's Throw from Evil.
It's very clever, Jimmy.
Would you try? Would you try dog if they offered?
Oh
it
yeah,
to you?
sure I would.
You
And I
would?
have a dog.
Here's
Like
the kicker:
I love.
you wouldn't know that they offered it. You
I
would
love
just
my
start
little
eating.
dog.
They don't tell you.
It's a different kind of dog. There's a meat dog, like they call it meat rabbit.
I've
Rabbits
been
are
to
the
South
only
Korea, and I
raised
didn't,
for
I didn't
eating.
see that.
Right.
You didn't see them
I
eating
didn't
dogs?
see the meat dog thing.
They want to keep it on the down low.
I don't know. I didn't know. I was also shit faced.
I tell a story. It's really quick. I used to live in Northport, and I loved this Chinese restaurant. And I went there once, and I'm like, there was no doubt in my mind I was not eating chicken. But I don't know what the fuck it was. But I was sick to my stomach immediately. And it was because it was something that I've never ate before.
Right.
That it was pussy.
that they were saying was chicken. So what would be the substitute there? There was no way it was fucking chicken.
Pigeon?
I don't know. And then
Seagull?
it was like gamey. It was like holy fuck, this is
could've been
a
pigeon.
foreign substance. And coincidentally, the place closed down about a year later.
Oh.
So they probably were not doing as well, and then decided to cut some corners.
I went to.
But it was the only time I ate something where I'm like, fuck, this is not.
I don't know the animal.
This is I don't know
Yeah.
the animal is a better way to
We
put
went
it.
to Cuba, and they had this like buffet thing, and at the end, and I was eating something that I thought was pulled pork. I was like, "This is delicious," and I was like 10 pounds heavier because it was
that
college,
rodent,
just
that
shit faced.
rodent thing.
Oh, not a nutria. What are you talking
That's
about?
what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, it was horse.
Nice.
Which just seems inhuman. Like, I guess it makes sense to eat it, but like, we have such an emotional attachment. Not me, because I hate them, but in general, you ate a horse.
Yeah.
It was,
so good.
it was really popular, like early 1900s in America. Everybody ate horse.
There were horses everywhere.
They still make the best pornography.
Was it good? You liked
so
it though,
good.
right?
It was so good,
I
huh?
felt so bad. I won't do it again. I didn't know.
What dog do they eat? Is it a certain breed? Do you
I think it's like a mutt. I think that's the deal.
They
Like
go
I don't
mutt?
Yeah.
I would think a pure breed would taste better.
I feel like I may have told this story a long time ago, but on here. But when I went to Shanghai, we had this guide. He was like a dude. He's like an American guy, but he lives there, and he's like Chinese, so he knows what's up. And he like does it for like famous people sometimes when they come over. And so there was some famous tennis player, and I can't remember who it was, but he brought some like high maintenance twatty model with him. And since that guy was doing like playing tennis all day and like having press conferences, like this guy Dan was stuck with her most of the time, and she was just like a huge pain in the ass, like one of those people like doesn't appreciate other countries at all.
Look down on them right there.
It was just like this place is gross and they smell weird and whatever. Like she's just whatever. So he's stuck with her all the time. So like after like a week, one day she comes down, he meets her in the lobby of the hotel, and she's like, you know what, Dan, I don't need you anymore. Like I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. And he's like, it's not really a good idea. And she's like, no, Dan, I'm a model. I've been to Paris. I understand what foreign countries are like.
Please tell me she died.
Well, it's so finally after like 10 minutes, it's like, all right, fuck you, go ahead, whatever. So she goes off and ends up in this like one of those like real deal like markets in like old Shanghai, like the ones where it's like an old lady like picking out eels in a bucket.
Tell me she was human trafficked.
No, but I wish. But so anyway, so this second half of the story is related by the Shanghai Police Department. So what happens is she goes to that market and there's some dude selling puppies in a cage, and she's like, "Oh, puppies! Like, we're gonna get one for the hotel. We'll have a hotel puppy." So there's no English being communicated, but she's just pointing.
It is a rescue.
Yeah. So she's like,
yeah, this is a real rescue.
Yeah, she's like, "I'd like that puppy," and he's like, "Which puppy do you mean?" And she's like, "That one, the cutest one." And he's like, "Oh, this cutest one." Yeah, and he pulls it. He's like, "Okay." He pulls it out and snaps its neck and hands it to her. And she had like a nervous breakdown in the street, and they'd like throw a riot
it's okay.
blanket
She's
on her.
a model. She can handle it.
Yeah.
I've never heard like a less qualifying statement like, I'm a model. I can handle it. Like, nope.
Well, she's been to Paris. That's the point. So she gets foreign places.
I love Chanel.
It was nice they broke the neck, though. At least be quiet on the way home. Lemons to lemonade. And that's what we do, right?
Just throw it in a pillowcase and just stun it, just smack it off a table. Right.
I want to take this call. It goes back to the Chinese restaurant. Chris, go ahead.
Hey, I'm a firefighter in Albany, New York. Recently, we had a fire a few years ago. It's at a Chinese food restaurant. We go there quite often. Back in the garages, I'm not bullshitting, no bullshit. Thousands of fucking cats in the back garages.
The thousands of cats in the garage behind the Chinese restaurant.
Alive, dead, fucking everything. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever fucking seen.
So they were definitely serving cat.
Oh, my God.
I wonder if I ate cat that day.
I'm sure.
There was something, man. My stomach was like, what the fuck is this?
Dude, I can guarantee you go to Chinese food restaurants, you're eating cat, brother. You're eating cat.
I mean, I'm sure everybody sells
you know
a
what?
little cat here and there. Not just
I'm
the
always
Chinese.
suspicious. I'm probably racist when it comes to that shit because I only pick the high-end Chinese restaurants because it's always in the back of my mind. If they're not doing that
Right.
well,
If you're not doing well,
if
or
they're not
Chinese-
doing that well, they're gonna maybe do a little
But
something.
how is cat like cheaper than a chicken? You know, like what are they saving by selling you cat?
Well, you get a few cats and just let them multiply. You just keep.
Oh, right.
I
Is that
don't
what it
know.
is?
It's
So
like a
it's
cat
just-
farm.
Right.
Who knows?
Okay.
Cats are just everywhere.
Oh, where
They
are
definitely
you?
multiplied. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Talk, Eliza.
I don't think it's
Nice
working.
to hear.
There it is. Okay.
And it's tax free.
All right, Chris. Thanks. For
It is.
there's a story we've done many times in the show. It's I think it was a Buffalo Chinese restaurant where the guy got caught dragging a bloody deer through the restaurant to the kitchen.
What?
Look it up online. We've done it too many times on our show, but yeah, that's how he got caught because people were like, "What the fuck?" They called 911. Like, there's a guy dragging a bloody deer through the
But
restaurant.
that's a thing people eat. People eat
Like,
deer.
I think.
Well, you
it's-
don't bring it
Venison.
through the fucking restaurant.
They have a back door, right?
No,
Like,
I believe it's been many years, but I believe it was a deer that was on the side of the road.
Oh, that's the issue. That's the issue.
And they said, and this guy's like, "Wow, we got some free meat for the
What's
restaurant."
the statute of limitation between there's no difference between I shot a deer versus it got hit, so it's dead. So like, what's the time limit before it's roadkill and you can't bring it in?
I mean,
Once it
technically,
goes rancid, I guess.
yeah, technically, if you hit a deer, that's good eats for a while,
Right?
Yeah, in
So if you
Alaska,
hit it,
you
what's
can
the big
take
deal?
some states you can actually take it off the road and eat it.
For a long
In
because
some
it's
states
cold
you can't.
because it's preserved for so long.
And deer is overrated. Living in Western New York, I've had deer.
You haven't had it right, Opie.
It stinks. They made their homemade beef deer jerky, whatever the fuck they want to call it. I hated all of it.
I hate when
and
local
they
people.
gobbled it up in Western New York like it was a delicacy, man.
I think when local people take like their local animal, when you're eating something out of necessity and they make it like it's a delicious thing, you're like,
Right.
no, I've got options. I've got
Right.
McDonald's. I've got options.
It looked delicious. It was in Chile. We were going to a Bills game. It was perfect. We were tailgating in a big hot pot of chili.
Was
and-
it too gamey?
Yeah, man, and very greasy. I remember.
Tastes like a
It's like
wild
oily.
animal.
It's
Yeah,
very
like
oily or
elk-
something.
Oily.
I hated it.
Horse
But,
can be like that too. Sometimes it gets oily.
what you've had horse?
I had horse before.
There's a restaurant in Astoria called the Thirsty Koala that sells kangaroo, which is like Australia's
People
deer.
like
Where'd you
that.
have
Yeah.
horse?
They sell down south.
Oh, sorry, I'm a street guy. I'm thinking heroin. Sorry.
Do you ever go on like Omaha Steaks website or any of those like if I ordered someone like steaks for a holiday thing,
Yeah.
but you go down a little bit sometimes on some of those websites and it starts to get into like weird animals. You're like,
Yes.
do I send snake? Like, do I make it a special Christmas? Like, there's all these. There's always options.
I'd try snake.
Yeah.
For some reason, I would try that one.
If you fry it up, you eat
I don't
it.
know, I would try that.
I would try
Yeah.
alligator.
I had alligator nuggets before.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
If we're eating crawfish, those are disgusting. We eat those.
Yeah, crawfish is just as nasty.
Is he right outside?
And roachy.
We got
Yeah.
Robert. We got Robert
disgusting.
It's
Klein.
water roaches. It's water bugs.
Yeah.
I just got to know we got Robert Klein early today. Yeah, we'll bring him right in.
Cool.
Yeah, Omaha Steaks though. That's great. That's great to send to people. That's
It's
easy.
if any
It's an
guy,
easy gift.
send them that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Doesn't matter what it is.
I
Who
might
doesn't
throw-
want steak?
I might throw snake in next time. I didn't even realize. I
Snake
never.
steak.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
Wow, Robert Klein just walks into our studio.
Big time.
Are you?
He's kissing Jimmy on the head.
Good
Oh,
to see you.
man.
Robert Klein, are you kidding me?
I haven't been up this early in 6 years.
We're on now.
Robert.
Since I was a farmer.
Since you were a farmer, yeah, you stand up, but you comedians just don't let you guys
Is there
don't.
a
television?
No, we always just shoot them for the website.
We have a little camera in case.
Radio?
Yeah.
Yeah. In case you say something crazy, we can get a little press for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why it's there. If you want to know the
Hi, buddy.
truth, Robert.
Happy you're here.
Wow.
On the air?
Yeah.
This is it.
My trainer, TJ Sequeira, told me to give you a big hug.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you trainers
Tell
listen
you
to the
look
show.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jimmy looks wonderful.
He used to look like Sluggo from Nasty Comics.
Yes, he did.
I always thought he was Sluggo. And why I read that comic, I have no idea. It was the unfunniest thing I've ever lived.
Well, you got a lot of comics in this room, Mr. Klein. Sherrod Small, all really funny. Jesse
Nice to meet
Joyce.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Eliza Schlesinger playing Caroline's this weekend.
Aha, Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah.
I read The Amorous Busboy of Decatur Avenue.
Did you?
I did when I was like I think in high school or middle school, but I read it. I'm just putting that out there. I read his book.
But was it good? She didn't say it was a good book.
It was good. Of course it was good.
There's always that question afterwards.
Yes.
I read your book.
It was so long ago, but I was given that book. I think my dad gave it to me. So you just read these things.
Yeah.
People give you funny people's books and you read them.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you like it?
I did. Well, I was so long ago. I was literally, I think, 6th grade, but I did like it.
This is an advanced reader. It's full of sex.
Well, you go up in Texas, people are like, she's funny, give her something else. There was no textbooks.
Right.
So they were like, here's some funny
Wait, there
people's
really
books.
is a lot of sex in that book, and you read it in 6th grade.
I read it.
Well, I am the amorous busboy.
What was it about?
A few episodes of my life in the Bronx, and then from the age of 9 to 25, I get left at the end of the book in the hallway at the Beverly Hills Hotel, not knowing if I'm going to have a career. But there's some good stories in it, like saving Rodney's life, Dangerfield.
Wow. Wait, could you tell that story?
Of course.
No, once it's written, he can't.
No, he was
done.
Well, sometimes people go, read the book.
He was my Yale Drama School for comedy.
Okay.
I know our styles don't seem alike, but I was in a Broadway show at a musical, and I went down the Improv with the second time I went with a 25-pound tape recorder. I saw Joan Rivers and her husband using a tape recorder, Edgar. Mm-hmm. And I went down there, and this guy came. I did very well. Alan Alda, the star of my show, came, and a few of the cast. I'll tell you, And he started. So what happened is I followed him around everywhere. I learned the techniques, So we had a gig in Cape Cod, in Buzzards Bay, a very famous sailing place. And we go up there, and I'm just trailing with him, and it's like 35 knot winds. It's like a hurricane. He goes, I'll tell you, man, let's take out a sailboat. Sailboat? What do you know about sailing? What's there to know? It's a fucking wind. So I noticed no one else is sailing. The people are in shelters. FEMA's giving out donuts. And this guy wants to go sailing. So he gives the boat boy, his kid from Boston, he gives him $20. He says, come on, let's take out. I'm sorry, Rodney, the boss may not like it. There's 30 knot winds out there. And, and Rodney was like an impetuous child. He had to get what he wanted when he wanted it, So he says, I got to give you a sailing lesson. All right, like an impatient spaniel. And he goes, this is the forecastle, and this is the mainsail, and this is, never mind that bullshit. Just give me the keys. He wanted the keys.
The keys to the sailboat.
So the kid pushes us out in this catamaran. And, in 9 seconds, we're 1,000 yards from shore. There's a wake behind the catamaran. You could have water skied behind it. And he's in the front in ecstasy with, pulling it. He often, had this fidget with his tie when he wasn't wearing one. He was bare-chested. He goes, I'll tell you, this is too fucking much. I'll tell you, this is too. And like a dog with its head out the window on the highway. He was in ecstasy, and he suddenly, impetuously, he's a 2-3 foot chop. He goes, I'll tell you, man, I'm going to take a swim. Riley, don't do. He goes overboard. So I don't know how to come around to change the forecastle or the mainsail. I'm from the Bronxel. We're not sailing people, those sailing songs, hody, hody, shiver.
Not a seafaring people.
Yo, that's it. No hody, hody. I was terrified. I'm thinking, what am I going to tell the Post when he dies? And I'm, were you jealous of Mr. Dangerfield professionally? American tragedy. 2 of us went out, one comes back. Literally, I was terrified because he disappeared in waves, and I came around and made a nice tight turn of 6 miles. And I was a lifeguard in a hotel years ago, and when a white person is close to drowning, there is the flesh is blue. A blue claw comes over the boat, and he came in, and even drowning, he sounded like Rodney Dangerfield drowning. But he was very close to giving up. He was 2 packs of Marlboros a day.
Right.
He was in horrible shape. And that is a true story.
What year was that?
Would have been early 70s. I met him in the fall of '66.
He dropped out, didn't he? Rodney started and was like performing for years, and then he kind of just gave up and went back to aluminum siding or something.
Well, he was born Jacob Cohen, and his right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jim just gave me a tissue for this. It's a radio. You have to explain. Anyway,
you don't have to explain that.
Explain that noise. Yeah.
His father was named. He changed the name to Roy, Phil Roy. He was in vaudeville for a while. Then he deserted. Rodney had the most horrible childhood, and he was a comedian called Jack Roy, and he was starting to get pretty good. And he married this singer, and she said, "Oh, let's quit this horrible business." And he didn't really want to, but they both quit. And
that's what pussy will do to you.
Huh?
That's what pussy will do to you.
How old was he when he
your
quit?
life direction. That's right, Jesse.
I think when he came back as Rodney Dangerfield, he claimed to me, by the way, that he found it in the Manhattan Directory, the name.
Wow.
He was playing a club in Washington Heights or something. He couldn't keep out of it. He wrote jokes for Jackie Mason and. Thank you, Mr. Campos, and also for Joan Rivers.
Right.
He just dabbled, and then Rodney was really brilliant. He was a high school educated man, but he began by canvassing. His friend was in the aluminum siding business. Joe Ansis was.
I knew Joe. Yeah,
Joe was a very hilarious aluminum siding guy, and he was
one of the best.
He was.
Yeah, but that was just funny how you said
Al
it.
Goldman wrote a New York article, "The Real Lenny Bruce," because he was friend. They were all friends with Lenny Bruce.
Okay.
And anyway, long story short, he became he started knocking on doors as a canvasser, the lowest end of that business. And in 2 years, Rodney had owned his own business with 50 salesmen. And then there's a picture of them all being loaded on the Daily News into a police van because they violated some federal law, but the charges were dropped. So he came back kind of late.
he was in his 40s or something when he quit.
was.
Yeah,
He was. And his wife, Joyce, was sad. She was kind of mentally unbalanced and.
Women.
Went, boy, you got a misogynist. You're the cause of everything.
Pussy will do that to you. Women.
You should hear his theories on 9/11. It's really creepy.
Bad breakup.
Are you referring to punkies? That's what my mother called punky. Punky will do that. I had a pookie, my sister had a punky.
All right.
And she had toddies, and mine was smaller. That's the kind of language I was brought up with. So this is where it all happens.
Yes,
huh?
this is it.
And you're the one that didn't get arrested, right?
Yeah. I survived.
Stopping at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Oh, that was warm. That was back in
that was
I'm way behind.
2002.
2002 was the big.
Well, they want you to procreate in that church, right? I don't think that's hypocrisy.
That was a big deal for us back in 2002.
That guy's dead. He died of a heart attack. I forget what his name was, but like around 2004 or 5, I think. Or maybe it was while we were off the air.
It was when we were off the air, definitely.
He died of a heart attack. Yeah, he was. I don't know what he was doing, but he's not alive.
I don't know the story.
We didn't know him. No, he was just a.
They had
fan.
sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral.
We
or
we were on
fans.
We were on top of our game when we decided to have couples have sex all over New York City, and Paul Mercurio brought a couple to St. Patrick's Cathedral, and there might have been some butt sex in the lobby.
It was the butt
in the
sex
vestibule.
they had the issue with.
Vestibule, yeah.
But honestly, the guy even said, "I don't know what I really saw, but get the fuck out of here." And then the press picked up on it, and at the top of our careers, we were let go, and we've been trying to get back there ever since.
Back to that acmatic point.
Yeah, we were doing very well in 2002.
It wasn't a gain in some. With all the publicity, it was bad.
I mean, it helped us in the end. Yeah, even bad publicity helps.
It was a slow news week, though, so what happens when there's a slow news week is they just harp on it, and once they start harping on it and it becomes the main story, you got no shot, because the people panic behind the scenes.
And the problem is that the company never fired us. They want to really hurt us, so they put us on the beach, as they say, and we weren't allowed to do anything for 2.5 years.
But you got paid.
Yeah, that part was nice. Yeah. Well,
I've heard it was nice.
Well,
I didn't get paid.
2 out of 3 got paid.
Yeah, him and Anthony got paid.
Awkward.
Yeah, I didn't get paid.
They spanked you, Jimmy.
Yes, they certainly did.
He had paperwork that was in his mailbox that was supposed to be signed.
Right.
and it was never signed.
I signed it, but the upper management hadn't signed it yet.
And the guy works here, so yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought this when Mel Karmazin was here.
You know all these guys.
Well,
Wow.
I knew him for he was program director at WNEW. When I started, my first album, Child of the 50s, well, that's not when I started, but my first album was in 73, Child of the 50s.
Yeah.
Nobody played comedy albums. So this progressive rock, WNEW in New York, the one in Philadelphia, the one in Boston, they began to play it. And he was sort of a fan, Karmazin. I saw him on the street a couple of years ago. He's not here anymore, right?
No, he's not working.
But, I always thought Karmazin will come through. Sirius Radio has a technique for getting customers. That is mailing you 365 letters a year. That covers each day. $4 for 6 months, $7 for 8 months.
You can't keep track of their
no
bargains.
charge for 2 years.
Yeah.
With a charge.
You just add them all up and you just have free radio.
That a Buick. It is a Buick. Leave me alone already.
They seem to like them. They like a good mailer.
I hadn't talked
Mel
about
Karmazin,
commercials
there
in a
you
long
go.
time. I see one where this bear gets his ass inspected at the airport.
I didn't see this
Did you
one
see
yet.
that for
No.
Charmin?
No.
You're clean.
Yes.
I did not
Yes.
see this one yet.
It's like an
Disgusting.
NSA worker or something. Well, yeah, there's a bear family going through the airport and they check their rears to make sure they wipe.
Look how carefully they check their real end.
Because I don't want to be misogynistic in
saying
front of
pussy, pussy. They check their rear end. To get selectively polite.
They check their bear asses.
I was eating at the time. I was eating at the time. I don't care about a bear's asshole, whether it's at the airport or not. Plus, I wouldn't even let a bear on a plane, if you want to know the truth.
Would you eat bear asshole in a restaurant? We were talking about eating unconventional animals before.
Yeah.
This is a pretty blonde woman talking dirty like that.
See, now you're coming on to her when she said, but I'm an asshole.
I'm old.
Yeah.
Why are you surprised that a pretty girl could talk like that?
Thing here. What do you want to know about old age, boys?
I just repeated what you guys
make
said.
I thought it was a good question.
I'm one of the few
Legitimate.
comedians that has made it to old age.
Yeah. Comics either live forever or die very young.
Got
Yes.
a very good point.
Yeah.
Either Irwin Corey,
Right.
who is slightly demented, collecting nickels on 37.
I'm
bridge
opening for him
traffic.
next week.
Either him or everyone else.
Patrice and Greg, who died in their early 40s. Like,
Yeah.
you either
Brilliant guys too.
There's very few like 55 or 60-year-old comedian deaths. Very old or very.
I tell you,
Yeah.
Robin, that just surprised me because
Robin,
we had the same accountant. I mean, not the same accountant. I know him for 45 years. We had the same manager, not 45, 40. He's a great actor, as my accountant reminded me. Oh, yeah, fine. He went out for dinner the night before. I had a long talk at the SNL thing with Billy Crystal. He was very depressed. Only a few people knew it.
Yeah.
I think since he had his heart operation. Joan Rivers, that's the way to go. Propofol, you never know what hit you. Your career is going great at 81. Then you never know what happens.
You have no idea. You just go. You get knocked out. You say your last statement. There's nothing deep.
I had mixed feelings, though. I know her, too, for a long time.
She was
really
great.
the earliest. And she's a trooper. She was around forever. And we did a movie together, horrible movie, called Goose, in which she played my wife. I actually stubbed her in a movie.
How was it?
How was that?
I screwed Joan Rivers. I can actually say that. And it was an incredible scene. For the orgasm, we brought in a stuntman from California, Bobby Bass. I worked with him on Hooper. Jewish stuntman, by the way. And he said it was more dangerous than crashing cars. The upshot is that during the stupping, she sold me 4 bracelets. The woman couldn't multitask. My feelings were, though, about, doing the dialogue between Kirk Douglas and Dick Clark, stroke talk. I think that's extremely cruel. And she used to be so cruel to Elizabeth Taylor, And yet, when we did this movie, and I was worried because, it was like a $2-3 million movie. It wasn't a private Winnebagos and, all that. She was so much fun. She got into the spirit. Jennifer Tilly was very hot.
She's ridiculously
Played my
hot.
daughter. Played my daughter.
Oh.
And there's a scene where she has to jump on top of me because I'm her daddy and she thinks I had a heart attack. And she starts to pound my chest. Daddy, 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 the whole body moved.
More, please.
Daddy, Daddy. And it felt so good. And some moron, I think the director goes, cut. I go, don't cut now. Give me a few more daddies. 10, maybe 12 will do. 5, give me a dad, I'll give you a knee. I'm at the Tarrytown Music Hall tomorrow night.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Yeah,
and Governors at tomorrow, Tarrytown Music Hall up by Poughkeepsie, and then April 18th, Governors in Levittown. Just Robert's one of my favorite comics of all time.
he's been saying that for years.
You know, every
Mr.
the
Clark.
Governors in the dressing room there, you have to shower. But it is a nice atmosphere.
Yeah, not a good dressing room, though.
Yeah, every comedian has passed through there. I do it once a year, and it's a lot of fun. But the Tarrytown Musical is ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a house about 4 minutes away. I only take gigs that are within 4 to 5 minutes. I haven't been employed in quite a while.
Did you ever take time off from stand-up, or you did it consistently through the whole time? You never took a break, and you kind of always...
Oh, yes. I 7 Broadway shows. 2 of them closed out of town. But movies, I had to take time off as much as 9 weeks, 10 weeks. But, as they say, Jim, well, Norton, it's like riding a bike, right? I mean, I could be away from it for a while. And my schedule isn't like it used to be. I do less than I used to. I just did 4 shows in Florida, and it was a tremendous improvement over last time. Only 3 EMS emergencies in the audience. I flaunt my age all the time. You see me on the Carson Show, which I did about 80 times, I think they said, as a guest with Johnny. And maybe 15 times the host. Johnny, I'm 32. Well, Johnny, I'm 36 years old. Johnny, I'm 42. So when I say I'm 73, audiences start to applaud. It's that corny thing. Total silence in Florida. I'm 73.
This whippersnapper.
That's nothing.
That don't cut shit in this room. Actually, I treat them, when I play for old audiences, I treat them like hipsters in old bodies, because they are. They're really, not hipsters.
Well, they were the original hipsters.
But they were, they were young, and your head doesn't change entirely. Right. I'm doing this show now with Deborah Messing. I'm playing a father. I play fathers now. I played Sandra Bullock's
You were
father.
in 2 weeks' notice. I love that movie.
2 weeks' notice of Sandra Bullock. I played a father. I played Kira Sedgwick's father. I play fathers. So I have to kiss Messing
cheesecake,
gently.
I remember.
I have to kiss her on the forehead.
Quit looking at me when it comes to sexual things. You look at me for the kissing and the daddy scene. Look at the black guy.
Right here. Take a look at all these men here. And there's a cute lock in. So where was I anyway?
Talking about kissing me.
So I have to kiss her on the. We're making a rapprochement. We've been at odds. My daughter and I. And I'm going towards her forehead, and I see these blue eyes and these voluptuous lips. I swear to you, I had to control my schmeckle, number one. And as I got to go, forehead, she's your daughter, forehead. I had to keep aiming my lips. It is hard because everything changes. They say old age is in your head. It's true. It's in your head. Like, why am I in the kitchen? It's in your schmeckle. It's in your everything.
Right.
Looking at me.
But you seem to enjoy it, though. Like, embracing it is great.
At you.
Embracing it is good, though. You can't, like, a lot of actors feel like they have to hide from it, and I guess because they're judged differently than comics are.
Yeah.
Notice,
true.
No operations, no hair dye. I mean, at the SNL thing, I would say Paul McCartney had an excellent professional dye job in his hair.
Yeah.
But his face is a tiny little 72-year-old prune. So it looks odd.
Right. It looks like an apricot, like a dried apricot.
Guys, they're 104 and they have jet black hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I sat behind Guy Lombardo once. Do you know who he was?
Guy Lombardo.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was an old
wrestler.
orchestra. He played the Waldorf every New Year's Eve.
He sounds like a wrestler.
That's Guy.
Vibrato.
Yeah.
The guys had great licks, but they were working for Guy Lombardo. They couldn't break out, and I had to play that. He's from Buffalo. I sat behind him on a flight to Buffalo. Jet black, all 3 hairs. So the shoe polish or whatever he used was black scalp.
Mascara.
You can't get away with that.
With the little brush.
Now, here we are. I'm fighting to keep my hair, and you cut yours off.
I cut it off.
Well, I don't get it.
I
Don't
kept
need
mine.
it.
He's got a very lush, full neck beard, though. That's going nicely for him.
Thank you.
I always feel like in Hollywood you have an option of either aging and just gracefully or aging weirdly. Like you can get plastic surgery and just look weird so no one knows what you are.
Right.
Or just age. And I feel like a lot of women go for like, I'll just look like a weird sea alien.
Right.
Versus do anything else. That way at least you don't know.
Those dumb duck lips.
It's almost like a different ethnicity.
And their
these
face doesn't
these women's
move.
faces look the same.
It's terrifying.
Because they use the same doctor.
No,
Yeah,
the nose
yeah.
is a
It's the
nose.
same look.
There's a Dr. Abramov nose from Central Park South. It's a lot of
well-known
people
nose.
have that. It's a number 14.
It's a special.
It's a Roman Hungarian. You can get the 3 nostril option, which is. No, I was in my first Broadway show, and there was a guy, I won't name him, he was a triple threat, one of these gypsies, dancer, singer, actor. And he had the most perfect nose, which he was paying off. And he took a self-improvement loan from Chase. Like, building a patio, yes, on my face. And this guy was a chattel slave. His nose was not paid for. And, they would call up, don't blow too hard. Lucy Arnaz had the bunion surgery. I'm thinking of that. The thing is, you have to be on crutches 3 months. And the bunions grow back in 4 months. So it's a dilemma. Then you have the operation again, 3 months, 4 months, 3 months, 4 months, get a good parking spot and a lot of good drugs. But you still have bunions. Yeah. So, it's a toss-up.
So you were never tempted to do it? You were just happy to...
No, I'm tempted to do nothing. I lost 35 pounds. I know you lost a lot of weight, Norton.
Thank you.
And, welcome. And I did too. I was drinking too much wine, and I also watched calories. I'm exercising faithfully. My present was a turkey neck. And around Thanksgiving, I was more nervous than you could possibly imagine. Because what happened is, used to be fat that filled in these crinkles.
Yeah,
right.
And now there's...
it don't look bad.
So there's a trade-off.
Yeah, it is one of those things where it's kind of like a sign that you've lost some weight when your neck gets a little bit loose. You're like,
everything's a little bit loose. I mean, except Joan Rivers and I don't know. You know what? But that was like.
Did she have surgery?
I'm not sure, but I think so, because I once patted her on the back and her face rolled up like a window. So I suspected that maybe. I wasn't sure, but like at the end of the reel, I had to pull it down. The first person I ever saw that was Zsa Zsa Gabor, who is still alive and still as useless as she was. No, she was, forget it. She got arrested in Beverly Hills years ago. She was driving in a Rolls, with a half a bottle of whiskey, and they stopped her, and she said, "Fuck you, I tell the Reagans on you." With a Hungarian accent, she smacked this cop. If she had been in the Bronx on the Y of the fuck you, she would have had 6 bullets in her. She reached for her wallet, 9.
You ain't gonna tell me.
Right. So she's no one has paid attention to her for years, and every day they're at the Beverly Hills, that beautiful building in Beverly Hills, the courthouse. And she's going, and she loves the attention. And finally, her lawyer tells her, "Zsa Zsa, you could go to jail for this. And she wants to have. She asked for community service. She actually suggested she wants to teach disadvantaged young girls how to put on makeup. This is her idea of community service.
All she knows.
And she's afraid of going to prison because she's afraid of getting sexually assaulted. I mean, it was really sad. I mean, you take a look at this woman. I would say her sexual assault days were over. It would take the most desperate prison lesbian. Zsa Zsa, Mimi, cell 14. We're having a party. Kool-Aid and lemonade. She is the Hilton tradition, and the what's their names of Kardashians, whatever they
Kardashians.
Kardashians a tradition of people who make the news all the time who are essentially useless.
Yeah.
Right.
Possibly as paperweights, but they're big. And they get in your way when you're reaching for the phone. Excuse me. But they won't blow away if you use them.
They're not contributing much, especially artistically.
Yes.
Or,
And
Her daughter died recently. Her daughter, Francesca Hilton, would hang out at the Comedy Store. She's middle-aged, a little bit over middle-aged.
Was she good looking?
She was gorgeous.
She was, right?
Yeah, she hangs out at the Comedy Store. That does wonders for your skin.
That's what killed her.
Her, Zsa Zsa Gabor's daughter, Francesca Hilton.
Yeah.
Oh, she married Nicky Hilton years ago.
And she was just as, I hate to say, just as useless. Nice enough, but just like would have been homeless if not for the trust.
Right.
From the family. I'm not positive.
Oh, okay.
But this was so sad. The only clip you could find online is like this raggedy TMZ camera where like following her like 5 years ago when her mom was admitted to a hospital, and it was just her wandering Beverly Hills looking for her mom. Like zero claim to fame. Such a waste when you have all the money in the world and that family name. And the best you could do is a Comedy Store.
Yeah,
What?
she has no
She
legs.
is,
I think her legs were.
They keep chopping body parts off.
Yeah. I know there was one leg
And
taken.
no one could see her.
No, but I have reason for having contempt. Years ago on the Mike Douglas show, you know who Mike Douglas?
I love Mike
Yes.
Douglas. Yes.
Well, I didn't love him, but I discovered Michael Keaton. I had a pilot in '76 at Paramount called Klein Time, very modest. It's like a Monty Python. Peter Boyle, Madeline Kahn, my guest stars. They were both my best friends. Both dead.
Wow.
They were my best friends in children. Anyway, we looked for a little cast of 4. We saw this kid doing stand-up in Santa Monica. His name was Michael Douglas. And it was Michael Keaton. He had to change his name because there were enough Michael. I was on the Mike Douglas show many times, and one time Zsa Zsa was on. And this young community organizer, black guy from Philadelphia.
I like how you pointed to me when you did that.
You know him.
Black guy from Philadelphia. He's just pointing at and he's a great kid. 25-year-old guy. He's building stuff, community organizing, and they need another 100,000. They're going to finish this. And it was all legit, And the audience is little ladies from Philadelphia with shopping bags before he moved to California. So this is what Zsa Zsa does. When the guy is saying, he said, we need 100,000 more, and we'll be over the hump, Mike. And the kid's got a great personality. She goes, well, I have a ring worth, and she calls the camera over. I have a ring worth 100,000. I'm not going to give it to you. And she calls the camera in for a close-up.
Oh my God!
I also know that when she played dinner theaters in the Midwest and theaters, she had anybody, all disabled people, wheelchairs, everything, out of her sight. She wanted them out of her view. So she's a pig.
And now she's legless. That's
legless. I guess
Wait, she lost her legs? Did we make that up?
No. They keep lopping off the body part.
Yeah, it must have been. I think it was Vietnam. She got took some artillery.
Were you on the Mike Douglas show? It was in '74. I don't know. I know Toady Fields was on this one. Were you
Speaking of lost legs, she lost a leg at the end of her life from
diabetes.
Yeah.
Were you on when Kiss made their first appearance? Were you on that episode? Well, I saw you on it might not have been that one, an old Mike Douglas episode. I don't know.
But my record company and my friend Neil Bogart created Kiss. I mean,
you knew Neil Bogart?
Very well. My first 2 albums were Neil Bogart. And Kiss was not happening. And they had Kiss contests in Florida, and you kiss me and I'll kiss you, until they forced it. And what's his name? Who leads the
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons. And I loved him in Spartacus. He was great. They disguised him as a beautiful English woman. I'll tell you what devotion is. I had a radio show in 78, 79, DIR. I had combinations on. We're in front of an audience. I had Rodney Dangerfield and The Who on the same show.
Wow.
He never heard of them. And he goes, the who? I must be the what? And we had Ringo, and Kiss came on in costume for a radio show. I'd say that's devotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, commercial. I don't know. You know what? I was on with the Rolling Stones on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I didn't remember because I was so nervous. I did 6 Ed Sullivan, the hardest show in the world. No sweetening, no attention.
Really?
And I didn't even remember that.
What year was that?
They went on, I don't know, in the late 70s.
Okay.
Mid to late 70s.
70s or 60s? Because
it wouldn't have been 60s, I don't think. Let's see, I got it signed with Rollins. It could have been 69, 70, 71. You know what? I don't even know. I have to look it up.
They were performing, and then you had to follow them?
Well, they were on the same bill.
Yeah.
But I paid no attention. I was too nervous myself. I didn't care
But
about
he's asking, like, if they went on and you went
And
right
then you
after.
had to- I don't think so.
Oh,
I
no,
think
it
I
was-
went on after Poopy Poopy Puppy Campo. One of those things. I used to have these. You know what? It was the most honest vaudeville because there were no sweetening. There was no nothing. And you know, backstage you'd have a ballerina performing at the bar, exercising, a dog act nipping at you, you know, Senor Wences warming up. It was a real combo, and that's the same theater where Letterman is. You know, this big cavernous theater.
And you said no sweetening, so if something didn't work, they didn't fix it in post. They just let it not work.
They did not
Just let
fix
you
it.
die. Let it
And
just
when
sit
I
there.
look at my
Yeah.
appearances now, I'm amazed at the number of laughs. Rodney used to say, when they had 2 or 3 comics on one show, he says, I'll tell you, these comics, you know, they hope the other one does fair. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, really tough. But then they had some like Simon and, not Simon and Schuster, Wayne and Schuster. That's Rosie Schuster's father. That was what's his name? Lorne Michaels' first wife. I saw her at the party there. And they had Claire and McMahon. They were good writers, but they were really lame acts. And, you know, they had animals. They load in horses and occasional elephant. But you know, that was show business, and that was the tops. Now you have all these choices, and we couldn't say anything. You know, if I could have a recording of the discussions I had with Freddie the Cordoba, who produced the Tonight Show for years, you can't say that, and you can't say.
What was something that that was mild that you thought that they should have let you get away with?
Well, I called what was his name, the vice president, Spiro Agnew. He pled nolo contendere, you know, no contest. I called him a crook in this routine, and he goes, "You can't say that.
Wow.
I'll sue you." Oh yeah,
Wow.
he's going to sue me, man.
Yeah.
Turns out it was his friend. Or his buddy, you know, or you know, risque, anything with words. They looked at every word, you know, and now it's look. I have not. Profanity is part of the language, and a great novelist would use it. It's part of the language. I guess what I object to is that it's become colloquial in everyone's act. It seems like every other word. And it still shocks. It's still good for a laugh, you know?
Right.
But I started in the most primitive times. I mean, where everything was, you understand, of course, that in movies and television, you couldn't, even a married couple in bed together.
Right.
The word pregnant was removed from I Love Lucy script. Pregnant.
Right.
We're still a little prudish. I read the other day where some school superintendent in Maryland eliminated the word scrotum from the hygiene text.
Well, it's gross. It's gross looking.
Well,
and it's gross
excuse me,
to
but it's
Still gotta clean it.
What, they replace it with nutsack?
But that's right. What do you want?
Ball
Balls?
bag.
Yeah.
Ball sack?
Yeah. Right.
And he was a hell of an author, too. Honoré de Balsac. I
Baby
read
bag?
everything he read. We're still half prude and half the other way.
We're slowly going back to that, though, Mr. Klein. We're starting to ban
Please
words.
call me Robert.
Robert Klein.
Can I call you Opie?
Yeah.
I loved you on that show with Andy Williams.
Good old
Andy Griffith.
Ron
Andy
Howard.
Williams.
I think we have
if you're-
puritanical roots in our country, even with alcohol. Like you can't buy it on Sundays.
Right.
In some
Sometimes.
places. It's ridiculous.
It goes back and forth. I mean, I think that people forget the narrow window of just the, like, whatever their lifetime is, and they see how it shifted, and they're like, it's so much less concerned. But, you know, I was just in Deadwood, South Dakota a couple weeks ago, and I went to this old brothel, and they had the menu of the brothel from 1877, and it's like ass fucking $7. You know what I mean? Like it was
Amazing.
Yeah. And it's like
That's gone up.
what an amazing deal that used to be, right? But it was the most graphic.
They weren't
But
shy.
it's South Dakota. Are you sure it was a human ass, just not a donkey?
So they read the same language, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
like worse. Like it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
like, you know, like I want, you know, like do not try to let the girl suck your prick unless you fuck her face and ass first. Like it was like really super graphic.
Really sage advice.
Yeah.
The words to live by.
And that was just a fortune cookie that I got. Anyway, it's So and then that was 100. You know what I mean? That's 1876.
Yeah. Sure.
So it just goes back and forth. You know what I mean?
Think that underbelly, not to say of society, but like this. I just think it's always been around.
Yeah, and like Shakespeare, like at the time, saying "zounds" was like the fucking worst word you could possibly use, right? Because it was like a version of like Christ's wounds.
Here, though, there's always been a kind of underbelly.
Even going back to like porn in the 20s or something, there's S&M. Like it's always been there. It's just we're shedding more and more light on it now, and especially with the internet,
we're not hiding it
it's
as
ever
much.
present. Yeah, but we're still shocked by it because if you go to like Europe, they've got naked women in their commercials, and here it's like blur it out, make sure she's in the right kind of top because Oklahoma doesn't like it.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Sopranos on A&E? It's ridiculous. A guy puts up his middle finger, they blur it out.
Yeah,
it's an amputee, and also. The F word becomes forget.
Yes.
Forget you! Forget your mother, you mother forgetter!
Then they shouldn't air it then.
Who are you fooling?
I know. That show did incredible numbers when it was on HBO, so we're not bothered by the language.
It's insulting.
When I was growing up,
they insult us as an audience to do that.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I was watching Sex and the City like the second time around, and I would catch it on TBS.
Yes.
We didn't have HBO, and I didn't know all the graphic stuff that had been edited out until somebody gave me like the pack of DVDs for a present. I watched. I was like, there is so much fucking and nudity and like all this like salacious stuff, and I had no idea.
My girlfriend, whenever I watch Sex and the City with her on TBS, and she'll be like this, right there, they cut out the dick. They put a dick in her face.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it was ass fucking right there. They took it out.
Oh, really?
So much
I'm
of
like,
it.
What?
Wow.
Tits everywhere.
It's like 15 minutes shorter episode.
Totally.
It's
and
crazy.
so much more boring.
Yeah, they used to show in a couple, when there was any kind of stupping in a movie, the camera would go, there'd be thunder and lightning.
A train going into a hole. Yes.
That was a famous one.
Or like a geyser coming up. And then you realize, oh, it's coming. Ugh.
Well, I had that recurring dream for years of hot dogs chasing donuts through the Lincoln Tunnel. And I asked Dr. Joyce Brothers. She said I was hungry. Speaking of have a snack before bed.
You knew Lenny Bruce, right?
I did not know Lenny
You did
Bruce.
not?
Sadly. I never saw him perform in person, but he and Jonathan Winters were my two biggest inspirations for stand-up. I knew Jonathan blessedly in the last 12 years or so of his life. I spoke at his memorial last year. And his daughter sent me one of his airplanes. I have airplanes in my bedroom and my kitchen, too, and he has them hanging in all of his bedroom. And Lenny was... he had basically one or two champions, one of whom was Marty Garbus, First Amendment attorney, who I saw at that the opera, the controversial opera, Leon Klinghoffer is the death of Leon Klinghoffer. I had to go through all these Jewish demonstrators. You, Robert Klein, going to a Nazi opera? Vote, what are you doing? Lady, did you see the opera? Of course not. I wouldn't see it. So how come you know what it's written by a Jew, by the way, the lyric. Anyway, it's a shitty opera. That's the whole thing. Peter Gelb, who runs the Met, I'm a friend of his family for years. I know him. He thinks it was a work of art. I think it was a work of nothing. But, they got so excited. And there's Marty Garbus and Gay Talese. You think anyone's going to tell me what to see in New York City? The beautiful thing. Lenny had no champions. They went up. I heard a version of that in the Happy Medium Chicago. He mentioned a joke about the Pope. Two detectives right in front of the audience handcuffed him, took him away. By the time George Carlin got busted in Milwaukee, the thing had blown over.
Right.
And if there's George's obituary, there was a picture in the Times of his arrest. He was not happy. He was quite fearful looking. Right. And as I would have been. You don't know what you're in for. But by that time, it had blown over. So, I don't know. I feel the same way about... You got the liberty to say whatever you want, which is good. I'm not in favor of any censorship at all. But, sometimes his crucifixion, and that's what it was, his sacrifice was sometimes, I think, a little in vain when people don't even think about it. And also, I got to say, I know white people complain when these schmucks were singing that song, that fraternity song.
Right. Oklahoma.
Yeah. And I heard this guy say, well, no one should say the N-word, and I kind of agree. I mean, some of the rappers, were they on the front line in Selma and Pettus Bridge?
Ludacris was.
I was in college. My lifetime. I went down to Florida. I saw colored-only, white-only fountains in my lifetime. This country owes more to Martin Luther King because he got it accomplished non-violently. You know what I mean? And he got the shit beat out of him too. He really sacrificed his private life. Forget it. He was a satyr. He was loved sex. I am glad whatever made him happy because what he got accomplished. Yeah. And I think when you hear that, when they use that word constantly, and like proprietary about it, nobody knows their history anymore. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what went on 20 and 30, 40 years earlier. And that's their life. The Holocaust will be forgotten soon. The genocide in Cambodia will be forgotten soon. Civil rights, things forgotten soon. I mean,
everything.
You know what? I think it just hurts less over time. I mean, the Holocaust was recent compared to even slavery. And I think to say forgotten soon, that's relative, in 100 years from now, it won't be as severe because no one will be alive that remembers any part of it. The thing that scares me about the Oklahoma thing is what they were chanting in unison. It wasn't one guy saying the N-word. It was a chant. That's the kind of hatred that's insidious and taught by your family, by friends.
Because
that's not
Oklahoma
random.
has like a really intense history of like the Tulsa race riots and all that shit. And I don't know if you know this. That speaking of how words kind of lose their power. Do you know the term grandfathered? Do you know how racist that term is? It's in cell phone contracts. Like Verizon will just grandfather you into something.
But that means your grandfather had to be white for you to own property or something.
No, to vote. It was an Oklahoma law in order to keep black people from voting. It said that you could either vote if you were literate or if your grandfather voted.
Right.
And so it was just a way to keep black people from voting.
That's being grandfathered
and then
in.
now, Verizon, everybody's just like, hey, congratulations, you're grandfathered in. You know what I mean? It's just become this
I never knew that.
Yeah.
But it's less offensive to me than the idea that if you take a look at voter suppression now, I have a bumper sticker, let people vote. You take a look, it's the Confederacy all over again, and add in a few Midwestern states.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get Americans to vote as it is.
Right.
What's the excuse for chomping on the vote? Go ahead.
Ignorance. But I also think MTV had this whole thing, rock the vote, right? Trying to get young people to vote. Here's my thing. Just because you have the right doesn't mean you should exercise it unless you're informed. Because what people do is they're like, oh, you're new to this country, you're a minority, you're not informed, you're whatever. Just get to the poll and vote for someone that looks like you. And it's like, or please do the research.
Yeah, be educated first before you do anything.
Don't just vote because you can. That's like saying rape because you can.
News. That's like
no, that was MTV.
That's
rock
what
the vote.
I was thinking.
Get out there and just vote.
That's what I was thinking.
Just vote.
Don't just
get
vote.
informed, of course.
But you say, of course, not everybody. Everybody's like, oh, it's my right. I'll just get out there and check off.
He knows everybody's. Nobody comes out to vote. My son is like that. He's 31, Allie. He's just cynical about. I mean, he's a good guy, but he looks at these clowns and he says, "There's no point to it." And
then you're part of the problem if you do that.
That's right.
That's part of the problem.
However, I think your state, like in California, our local elections, I think we had 9% voter turnout. It was like the lowest recorded election in state history. But when you live in we live in Los Angeles, it's a garbage city, and it's like, oh, do I want to vote for this shitty person or this shitty person?
The problem is the public doesn't believe in these candidates anymore. Robert Klein, I kind of agree with your son.
But
they look like fucking clowns.
But then
guys.
the public, then you gotta run. That's how it fixes itself.
I don't know how it fixes itself. I always say, we have to make a difference. I say that all the time. What was your?
It's true though. With this kind of appeal that Netanyahu had at the end, where all the Arabs are coming out to vote, is ugly stretch. But what no one recognizes is, yes, it is ugly, but it's the only democracy there that free people went out and voted. Yeah. And they voted for an asshole, okay, but that's their business.
Their asshole.
I agree.
But that's the other thing, too. People don't know why they have these territories. As soon as Israel was created, it was attacked by every Arab country, and they had nothing. They had pistols and, nothing. And finally, they conquered some of this territory, and the move was to give it back over the years, and now it's calcified, and it's harder than ever. Again, that's knowing history. They didn't just walk in and conquer.
It was given to them.
Who was your favorite politician and why?
What?
Who was your favorite politician and why?
Spiro Agnew?
Roosevelt, probably. I just finished a wonderful book by Jonathan Alter, who you see sometimes on MSNBC. He's a brilliant guy, about the first 100 days when he came into office. The biggest depression, 25% unemployment, Apple selling, collapse of everything. This guy saved capitalism. And for years, it was a social contract in America that the government will no longer sit back and let you on your own. Like when Hoover was the last president like that. Roosevelt tried this, tried that, and now we have Social Security, we have all these things. You wouldn't think of, the government has grown as the country has grown. Maybe it's too big, but these imbeciles who keep taxes is a dirty word. We have a new football and baseball stadium in every city in America, but the roads are falling apart. I drove down from Westchester yesterday to my apartment. I mean, the winter has left devastation. The bridges, the everything, but they want to build a pipeline to bring that filth in. We got plenty of oil.
Right.
Let's fix the roads. So Roosevelt was not only a seminal president in that you put away money for the rest of your life. Who would want to reverse Social Security? Well, take a look at Congress. There's some that want to. They want to personally. But for the first time now, in the last 20 years, there's a rollback of this government participation in our lives. And look, if Walmart pays $9 an hour, these people get food stamps, we pay for that.
Right.
If someone doesn't have health care, they go to the emergency room, we pay for that.
Yep.
So in addition, then World War II capped it off because he had to drag a very reluctant country who had been in World War I, which was brutal. And then what was to come was World War II. So he was an amazing guy who was paralyzed. His legs were paralyzed. He probably, that taught him patience. I think without any question, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Roosevelt were the three best presidents. Washington risked. He would have been hung by the British. He wasn't the genius of Jefferson and Hamilton, but he was the right man at the right time. And he's the father of this country. And I know he'd be proud to know that we celebrate his birthday every year with a mattress sale. And used car dealers. I'm Bill Duncan from Bill Duncan Dodge, and I got a George Washington birthday sale that'll knock your socks off, right, George? I got George here at the dealership. Come on here, George. You can come bring the kids now. You can play with this hatchet.
Puerto Rican guy in a wig.
Come on now. Come on down now. Right, George?
That's right, Bill. I'm chopping down the prices on these beauties. It's a veritable cherry tree of savings. And I wouldn't lie to you. I'm the father of discounts.
That's what we do, though. We turn.
If I had to choose one in modern times, it'd be Roosevelt. And there's no guts and courage anymore.
Well, that's my fault.
But Eleanor, too, was a big benefit to.
Yes, he was.
Eleanor had to give up her career as a model to be the first lady.
A question about around race. Okay, good.
I just had a follow-up question.
Sure.
You think it's possible for a guy to get into the White House and do what Roosevelt did? Or is the system...
No. Well, he faced a very... there was a Democratic landslide in 32, and I think in 36, but he had a lot of opposition. He tried to pack the court. The court wouldn't go along with him, so he wanted to add 3 members, make it 12 instead of 9. Well, that, So he tried things, and he tried this and that. Look, there are about 50 members of the House of Representatives particularly who don't have to worry about getting reelected. They come from a very conservative place. And they were, you go in there, you give them hell, Compromise is a bad word. I was watching Joel Osteen the other day, waiting for my car, and the mega church, and he used the word compromise. Don't hang around with the wrong crowd. Don't hang around with people that compromise. Now, he meant they compromise on what they want, their ambitions, but compromise is a beautiful word. It's what democracy is based on. It's clumsy, it's ugly, but you can't just smack your fingers and get things done. It's a process, and one checks the other. These people are willing to, to hold up the government for their own ideas.
Amazing.
We're the laughing stock of the world. You have the Republican candidate. You ask him, believe in evolution? Well, I'm not a scientist. One more moron. Well, I don't particularly believe I was descended from an ape. I think it's the ape that has issues with this dumb son of a bitch. We already did this with Spencer Tracy in Inherit the Wind in 1928. We're still playing out these fantasies. The Earth is exactly 7,212 years old. God created it at 9:20 in the morning. And dinosaurs and men lived and hunted together until 1982 when the Flintstones was canceled. Pebbles was the last.
Other countries are pretty dumb too.
What?
Other countries are pretty dumb too.
Like?
Well, China just banned time travel. Did you hear that? They really did.
Answered your
Thank God. Thank God somebody stood up.
Yeah, China just said that one should not go back in time and attempt to change our glorious history. You know what I mean? Like they were just like
that scares me.
So like you can't. They won't play Back to the Future in any of the Terminators. Like they.
Oh, so you can't make believe either?
No, they won't let you write anything about time travel. Like
wow, they're really worried about it.
They're so afraid that somebody's going to go back in time and change the course.
Well, if anybody could work that science out, is the Chinese.
I was going to say, they'd be the ones to invent it, if anyone would, or the Japanese.
It was banned in April 2011.
Yeah.
To back up your point.
Yep.
They make such good food. I just don't understand it.
Well, we were talking about that earlier. I don't know about that. You got to go to the high-end places to make sure.
We all thought that, look, the average person's, it depends. If you want to continue to buy a T-shirt and Kohl's, I don't get Kohl's. I went there to buy a shirt, and I bought a shirt and a tie and some underwear. I got the 20% discount for the Saturday. I got the 15 extra for the Father's Day special. I got the 7% extra that came in the back of the magazine. Added up. I got 2 shirts, 3 ties. They gave me $4.20. No, if you want a T-shirt that costs $9, made by someone who gets 20 cents an hour, okay. How much more would we pay for a hamburger at McDonald's if they got medical coverage? 5 cents? 10 cents? I mean, it's a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
You pay less and someone else gets paid less.
Right.
So make up your mind. Henry Ford, a genius and a vile anti-Semite.
He loved the Jews, didn't he?
He's the only American in Mein Kampf. Did you know that? He's the only American mentioned in Mein Kampf.
Hitler mentioned him?
Yeah.
That's a nice, a very, very nice
He said, "To my boy Henry Ford."
After the war, his sons and everything went to the Jewish community, and no one would buy a Ford, and made a kind of rapprochement. It's the second rapprochement I've used in this
I noticed that, yeah.
Holy shit.
But it's,
Ford also sponsored Schindler's List when they aired it on TV. It was uninterrupted sponsor presented by Ford.
That's right.
They were like, we're so sorry. Here's your blood money.
But Henry Ford did something revolutionary early on. He raised the salary of his workers way beyond any of the other automobile makers. This is in the early 20s. Why? Because he said, I want them to be able to afford to buy something. The only reason why the economy is slowly, grudgingly moving, because people don't have money to buy things.
Right.
People have 2 and 3 jobs.
Yeah.
And then they want to cut food stamps. Who's the recipient of food stamps? Children, which they insist everyone have. No abortions?
Right.
You have this child even though you're 14, and it'll go out in the world and you'll need food stamps, but I don't want to give you the food stamps. They love fetuses. They're nuts about fetuses. But when the fetus comes out, they're ready to turn.
Like my ex-girlfriend.
Why don't we call them post-fetuses?
The one who gave you the Yorkie?
No, other one.
Another one.
Why don't we call them post-fetuses, and maybe we'll like them better. Who is the victim of poverty? Children.
What was your, off the subject, I've been wanting to ask you, what was your relationship like with Pryor?
A wonderful relationship. We met at the Improv, I would say, around 60, very early. I went there in the fall of 66. I probably met him in the spring or fairly early. He would come in there. We would do improvs together, kid around. Some doo-wop with Danny Aiello, who was the bouncer. I would improvise a doo-wop song. Danny was the bouncer.
Really?
Yeah. The best I ever saw, because there was very little unruliness, the original Improv at 44th and 9th. But when there was, he would come up and his fist would be 6 inches from the guy's stomach, and he'd bend over and they just take him out. Pryor was adorable. That's not the way you usually hear of him, but He was on Merv Griffin all the time. Merv Griffin had a show at the Little Theater next to Sardi's. It was syndicated. Woody Allen would make regular appearances, and Richard was collegiate. He had a sweater, and he was adorable, and he had to be clean, of course. And just like George's early career, hippy-dippy weatherman, this and that, his early stuff was funny, too. You're funny, too. And I'm not saying it wasn't funny afterwards. Of course it was. But he was sweet, and he had been on television a number of times already. I had not been on, except for the Ted Mack Amateur Hour in 1955 with my group, the Teen Tones.
That's real, right?
Yeah. We sang. I was in one of my specials, and it's on in the Library of Congress. We sang "Sunday Kind of Love" up tempo. I want a Sunday kind of love. Anyway, we were defeated by a one-armed pianist from Missouri, and that's for sure. So I would ask Richard questions, and about what Merv Griffin. He said, maybe he was the first one to tell me, watch out if you do Merv Griffin. He steps on your punchlines. He was such a nice guy. He was a trillionaire, and he loved his job. He loved his life, but he stepped right on your punchline. He had no idea. So Pryor was. We got to be very good friends. I once asked him, what college did you go to? And he laughed for about 5 minutes. He was brought up in a brothel in Peoria. And
Pat's backing $7, by the way.
Yeah. He had an incident on 44th Street where he smacked his girlfriend, and her lip bled a little, and I said, hey, man, like I'm a conventional middle-class guy. The next day, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. He was with her. Nothing was wrong. So he had this kind of thing, streak where he got excited and he could be violent. Then I got married and I did a midnight special with Gladys Knight and the Pips in California. A lot of nervous Pips when they were given any lines. She was very generous to have all her cousins. Had no purpose whatsoever. She herself is an amazing talent. Yeah. So I drive out with my new wife in a convertible rented to the sea, to the ocean, out Sunset Boulevard. We're going to make a right and take the scenic route to San Francisco. I'm driving 5 minutes, and a Porsche passes me with some accountant driving. He looked like an accountant, and Richard in the shotgun. So I honked my horn, and he has this funny look, he's cute. He goes, like pointing, pull over. I pull over, told him I just got married, introduced him to my wife. I go, my house is right here, you got it. My wife's eyes roll to the sky because she knows there will be a delay in the honeymoon. And we partook of Cavassier, that was his drink of choice, and cocaine.
Wow, nice. That's my drink of choice.
Yeah. No, I tell you, cocaine was a giant waste of time, really. We read Conan Doyle and Freud and thought that, it's only psychologically habit-forming. It made you spend time with the morons they had so low on them.
Right. That's the truth.
And it never ended. You wanted more and more.
So many ideas.
One day I said, forget it. But I spent 2 hours at his house. We had a wonderful time. My wife then drove. And, we'd bump into each other. And the last meeting was so sad. I saw an interview with him in the New York Times where he said he'd never let it get too far. He had, what do you call it?
MS?
Multiple sclerosis, right. And kind of hinting that he would take his own life if it became too bad. So there's this comedy award in California, and I'm there, and there he is with this wife. You're having a good time, aren't you, honey?
Oh, that wife.
He can't talk.
The white one?
The white one.
The white one.
He can't talk, and a woman, not his wife, is wiping his mouth. He can't talk. And George and I took a picture with him. I wish I had that picture. I don't. And I whispered in his ear. He once told me prior at the Improv, he says that we get our inspiration similarly. And that was true. I use Second City technique. All my stuff, I never write. I might write an idea down, but George, for example, would write like a playwright. The HBO stage manager knew his first word and his last word. I did 9 HBOs. I never did the same thing, same way twice exactly. So we took a picture with him, And I whispered in his ear, I said, you're the best. I think he may be the best I ever saw in person.
So many people say it.
I saw him at Avery Fisher Hall.
Yeah.
After George died, I began to look at more and more of his stuff and realize how great he was. I didn't like the dark stuff at the end.
I loved
Suicide and crippled children, and all that shit. But he was a wonderful comedian. And so it's sort of depressing. And I whispered in his ear, I said, how good I know you are. And because I'm good. And he sort of, he couldn't even move, but he kind of indicated, like he's pleased. And I squeezed his hand. And we walk away, and I go to George. I said, jeez, my head is down. He goes, that dude is fucked up. He meant it sincerely, but his daughter, who I think is on Serious Reunion, she's a doll. I keep in touch with her. I went
had
to
her in finally.
the naming of the street for George, which was a lot of fun. He would have gotten a kick out of that. The Catholic school didn't want to know
we know the story.
So Pryor is, and then it's just a very, very sad story because he just was beset by these demons. I never heard of crack until I heard him burning himself up. And then I heard that he admitted that he was really trying to take his own life. But anyway, he did let it get that far. And that is, to me, the greatest nightmare of not being able to move and being helpless. And it's a very sad story. Like,
not being able to talk, especially when that's what you did for so many years, and just not being able to communicate these thoughts.
Right.
For anyone, it stinks.
For anyone, even like Muhammad Ali, you go like this.
Marceau, it wouldn't be.
that was by choice. But I feel like, especially for a comic, just being like, I get annoyed at my own thoughts out loud, and I can't imagine being stuck in my head. Yeah. And you're the only one that could hear it. And every time you want to make a joke or point out something, and you can't. And that's for years just being a prisoner.
Is that a muff?
It's my muff.
May I pet?
May I pet your muff?
What's the dog?
Been dying through the whole interview. Why not?
Her dog in here today.
Blanche.
Hey, Blanche.
Like Blanche Devereaux.
Yeah.
I miss her.
Jimmy's got to go, and we definitely got to take a break.
All right.
Yes.
Jimmy's got to go?
Yeah.
Well, you're clean. Okay.
I'm flying to
Tampa,
Florida for a gig.
Oh, old or young?
No, it's probably mid-30s and 40s.
So let's plug it. Where are you going to be?
The Mahaffey Theater tomorrow night. It's myself, Robert Kelly, and Artie Lang. And it's from Mike Calter's show is sponsoring it. So,
this is a good time.
Where in Florida?
St. Petersburg, I think. Right outside.
Oh, I thought you said
right outside Tampa.
Oh, I'm sorry. He might shoot machine guns this weekend.
Yeah, I've never done it before. I'm not really into it.
I hope he does.
I did it once at the FBI.
How is it?
It's terrifying because it's so easy. I was on a tour of the FBI, and the guy recognized me, and he said, come on, you try some. He let the kids hold it, but he let me fire it. And it's just the simplest, easiest
really
thing.
Light, right?
I get to
kill 25
It's amazing.
people.
I got to fire a 50 caliber machine gun off the back of a Humvee in Iraq.
That's awesome.
It's the greatest. It just awakens that dude quality.
I'm telling you,
in
that's what guns people don't get. They're fun to shoot.
Like your
Did you do this as a soldier or a comedian?
No, as a comic. I went and did shows for the troops in Iraq, and then they took me out at night and let me just fire it into the sand, and they
I'm
have
a
the tracer
taxpayer,
bullets.
man. I want those bullets going into the enemy. I don't want any bullets.
Oh, I wasted
the bullets.
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I went to Germany and performed at the hospital there with no machine guns. It was just
Yeah.
I will say, watching people shoot machine guns. I'm from Texas. I don't enjoy shooting guns. But we went to Afghanistan and they shot machine guns out of a Black Hawk helicopter. And the best part is I got him to do it. I was like, would you guys shoot y'all's guns for me just to see it? And they were like, oh, fuck
No problem.
And they shot
Watch
it.
this.
And I was so turned on watching them do it. So that I can only imagine how manly you feel doing it.
Eliza's the best.
14? I mean,
She's
you were very
right.
young. You made several references to things that only happened yesterday when you were a little girl.
I found the book.
And Robert will be appearing tomorrow night in Tarrytown at the Tarrytown Music Hall. And then April 18th at Governor's in Levittown, which is a great club. And just go to robertklein.com for the dates. Just one of the all-time greats.
Still doing it, too.
Yeah, one of my
Hilarious.
oldest first influences. My first influence is Robert Klein.
Jimmy has brought this up a lot.
Thanks, Norton.
You're very welcome.
Pal.
I can back that up. You going to stick around or you got to go?
Whatever you say.
Wow, fuck. All right, Robert Klein will be here after the break with Sherrod Small and Jesse Joyce and Eliza Schlesinger.
And I'll see you guys on Monday.
We love you, Jimmy.
Unless I die.
Bye, Jim.
Bye.
Wow,
And
jeez.
do a little, before I go on, I always say, oh, gods of humor, bless me this night. Bless the punchlines and make sure the setups are clean and crisp. Oh, God of humor, bless me. And then I go,
Oh, my God.
when I did a sitcom, I had everyone, all the actors put their hands in and go, let's act! I like the spirit.
This is Opie Radio.
Robert Klein is this is a treat for sure. We're all talking about how great that last hour was.
So great.
All of us. Eliza Schlesinger in studio. She's playing Carolines. You got Jesse Joyce over there going to South Korea.
Yeah.
When you doing that?
In May, I'm doing Okinawa and Honshu, and then the DMZ.
Luckily, you didn't do Okinawa in 1944.
That's very true.
Talk about
That's a terrific point.
Actually, I should say 45.
It's all about right place at the wrong time.
That's why the atomic bomb was dropped, because of the casualties in taking Okinawa. If they had to go to the mainland, that's it. So I don't like these revisionists, that do, the atomic, I didn't need to. No, people were killed in the fire bombings of Tokyo and the other stuff. But, man, they were a tough enemy.
Did you ever hear the story about Project X-Ray? It's really fascinating. It's this idea that they had that FDR signed off on. It was like they spent $2 million on it, where the idea was they took fire bombs and they attached them to fruit bats. And the idea being that they would drop the fruit bats over Tokyo, and bats, their natural inclination is to just fly into corners of buildings.
Right.
And everything in Tokyo is made out of wood and paper. And they were supposed to be like timed fire bombs, and they would all go off at the same time and just burn Tokyo to the ground. That was the plan, and it worked flawlessly. Like, they had to experiment with thousands of different breeds of bat. They just sat in the desert and just blew up bats for a year.
Awesome.
Until they found the right size of bomb
So
to
metal.
size of bat, right? So they used fruit bats, which are the size of footballs, and a bomb that's the size of a baseball.
That's the worst case of BA I have ever heard.
No, I swear to God,
Bad abuse.
Bad abuse.
Right.
Yeah.
How did they save the bat?
So-
wait a minute. That
so
had to be
anyway-
a hefty bat, right?
Yeah, well, so the fruit bats are the size of a football, right? So that's the
Right.
size bat they used. So anyway, the part of the deal was that they would lower their body temperature, so they would hibernate, and then as they fell to the earth, they would warm up, and then that's how the plan was supposed to work.
Right.
But when they tested the plan, and by the way, it sounded so batshit, no pun intended, that they didn't want it to leak to the press, because if people in 1944 found out that the government was spending
The
money blowing
morons.
up bats in the desert, they would freak the fuck out.
Right.
So they had to keep it really on the DL. So they tried this. They actually built a small miniature Tokyo in the New Mexican desert to set this plant and to actually experiment with it. And they sent everybody home on the base because it was a real need-to-know thing, because they didn't want it to leak what was going on. But the problem is they didn't account for the difference in the temperature between Tokyo and the New Mexican desert.
Right.
So the bats that they lowered their body temperature, they all woke up in the trucks and did exactly what they were supposed to do, but flew to every corner of this Air Force base and burned the Air Force base completely to the ground. And the problem is that the fire department was sent home, because there was a need to know. So the Air Force base just burned till it was gone, and they kept it real top secret, and they never told anybody, and they canceled the project. And the dude who invented that, who came up with the idea, to his death, died furious, flaming that if they'd used his bad idea, if they hadn't fucked it up, that it would have ended World War II a lot sooner. That they should have done that instead of the nukes.
So do you know how crazy he sounds? This guy's for sure fired and homeless, and just sitting on a corner if the bats are getting blown up like I wanted. Yelling at pigeons.
So catch bats on fire. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, all right, here's a nickel.
Yeah, exactly. Enough about the bats.
Project X-Ray. Look it up. It's really interesting.
I've never heard about this one before.
Fucked up stuff happens in the desert. You ever just drive through the desert? It's just there's testing atomic bombs in weird towns in New Mexico.
Aliens,
weird shit happens in the desert.
You think we got aliens?
A lot of sand.
A lot of sand. You think we got aliens, right. Robert Klein?
No, I don't. I think no.
You don't think they're out there at all?
Of course they're out there.
Okay.
So yes,
the chances.
You don't think they're here?
Nah, if they were
in the
here,
building,
why did,
absolutely.
They always land in the back when they always land in the backyard of some Ozark moron who just drank Sunoco 260 with his brother.
Never.
Yeah, they was green, and let him land on when Mike Wallace was alive. Right. I would have liked to see one of those. Come over here, you little bastard.
Right.
I mean, they always
it's never too incredible.
Yeah, it's like what's his name, the Amazing Randy. Who's an amazing man.
We just had him in 2 weeks ago.
Did you?
We loved him.
Yeah. It was
an amazing
things disappearing around. There's a rabbit stuck on it.
I got a bent key because of him.
No, he's like
I can't get the key back.
He bent your key?
What?
Yes, he did.
And then he didn't bend it back though.
No, that son of a bitch.
He's like Houdini was. He uses his magic ethically. He's willing to give $1 million to anyone who can prove the supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No one has won it yet. I just don't believe that. If they're here, they would. I mean, are they out there? Yes, they're out there. But what I was going to say about this, he was talking about that project in World War II. When people look at the world today and you see ISIS and you see all the chaos in the world, almost always having to do with religion everywhere, people say, oh, the world is in such terrible shape. Nothing compares to the fall of 1940. It's before I was born, but all of Europe was occupied by the Nazis. All of Asia pretty much occupied by the Japanese. And these were not 4th century filthy, violent, morons.
Mm-hmm.
These were superpowers with great weaponry, tremendous training, and an ideology that would kill everyone around them. The Japanese have been very slow to come clean about what they did.
No kidding.
The Germans have been wonderful about it. It's a completely different atmosphere. But all I can say is, what I mean to say is, if you read your history again, the world was a very dark place. Only England stood in Europe, and we hadn't entered the war yet. So this is nothing in comparison. And I might point out that since 9/11, and I'm a New Yorker, and I think it affected us more than anyone else. I never liked those buildings, but that's gone too far. Since 9/11, about 140,000 Americans have been killed by guns. Suicide, homicide, accident. So, that is a public health menace. I don't want anyone to get blown up, but someone's going to do it. Someone does it every day. Someone shoots 5 people every day. And in Israel, when a bus was blown up or a pizza parlor, in 4 days, that thing is running again. Are people scared? You better believe they are. But you got to go on with your life. You know what I mean?
What do we do with the gun issue in America, Robert Klein?
It's a dead issue now. I mean, the NRA believed in banning machine guns 25 years ago. Now, there was a law in Florida preventing pediatricians from asking, is there a gun in your home? Then is it properly locked up? Forbidding them from even asking the question. I think it's laughable almost. It's so horrible. I mean, I come from a culture with guns. I never owned a gun, nor will I. I have a BB gun. And I wasn't allowed to have one in the Bronx. Oh, and I have a picture of Hitler.
I had a BB gun in Brooklyn, and they took it. Who's damn cops?
The cops took it
when I was young. When I was
York.
like 10, 11.
I guess.
And they took it out of my backpack, and I had my Boy Scout handbook in it too. I was like, I'm a scout.
Right.
Go camping.
I mean, a gun is like no other machine ever invented. Don't say people kill guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Gun is unlike any other machine ever invented. And we talked before. I fired a machine gun. I mean, in the ROTC, I fired some small rifle. And I fired this machine gun. It is so easy. It spits out death.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, well, but even, there are these armor-piercing bullets, and the NRA is against banning them. Ask cops if they want those things around. I don't get it. I mean, also putting it like in the form of a religion. Guns, God, and there's nothing glorious about it.
This isn't the open frontier anymore.
Well, it may as well be. I mean,
what about the Second Amendment people? It's our Second Amendment right there.
There was a comedian, you guys might know who it was. Some kid, I don't think he ever made it, but he had a beautiful bit.
It was me.
I was like, is he going to do one of my bits? And then it's like, oh, nuts.
Well, he said, okay, sure, you are allowed to bear arms like it says in the Constitution. A musket.
That's what was
It's
there.
a musket. It
So
takes
gives you
12
time
minutes to
think.
reload.
You son of a bitch. And you have to load. You have to get the powder out. I don't know who the kid
I know
is.
that bit, though. I know
It's
that
a
bit.
wonderful bit. And also Chris Rock's bit about $5,000 bullet.
Bullets, yeah.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
You ain't worth it. You know,
Right.
I mean,
You'll think
so,
twice. 50 bullets are 5,000
it's
apiece.
absolutely insane because 24 hours a day, the assembly line is making guns. And, you know, I knew guys in high school who deal with Clinton up in the Bronx. Could get a gun in 15 minutes around their neighborhood if they wanted.
Easily.
So it still is true.
Less.
And we have very strict gun laws. How are you going to prevent somebody? We even saw the stores involved in Virginia where you could straw buy. You go in and
Get a
buy
gun.
12 guns and bring them up the Jersey Turnpike.
The problem is if you prevent regular people from getting them, only criminals will have them.
That's what they say.
Turns
I
out
don't
regular
think that's-
people are criminals.
But if you prevent law-abiding, I mean, I don't want a gun. I don't want that responsibility.
Right.
But anything you do to control the population, there will always be the
How about
underbelly
their
that
names
finds it.
and addresses? Is that so terrible? How about you register a bike in many
They
bicycle?
should definitely get your name and address.
I mean, you know, they're going to
How about a psychic? How about a psych evaluation? Because any nut can just walk in, and you saw in Michael Moore, you open a bank account. Here's your fucking gun.
Yeah.
it's easy to get a gun.
That's why I
There's
have
no
a-
culpability.
But here's the thing about guns, though. The reason I don't have to walk around with a gun because somebody else is.
Right.
So you always need a gun. You might not have to handle it, but you need it to protect you.
I don't need a gun.
The
I don't need a
cops
gun.
come with guns.
The
They don't
cops come with guns, right.
So if
But
you're
I've
in
lived
trouble,
long
you're
enough
going to
without
call
one.
somebody with a gun.
That's correct.
Right,
You're not
to
going to
call
call somebody
someone.
without a gun when you're in a gun situation.
In a gun situation. I don't
If
think
you're
I
at a
need
fire,
one.
you won't call somebody with a gun. But if you're in trouble, you're going to call somebody with a weapon.
Because as long as someone has a weapon that you have access to, I don't want that responsibility.
But
It will
some
go
people
off
want
in
it
my face.
recreationally now. So some
Right.
people who use guns at work got to have it recreationally to practice, just to shoot stuff and be able a good shot.
Right.
So this is a lot of.
Well,
we still need guns. is what I'm saying.
Well, the phones are lit now.
I'm really more.
We
of
need
a-
guns.
Can you take
I have
one
more
phone
of a
call?
hard on about the Fourth
As long as they
Amendment.
don't threaten
I won't
my
let
life.
I'm not
troops
against guns.
sleep in
I'm
my
pro
house.
gun.
Let's
Troops
get
sleep in my house?
Troops.
Yeah.
Troops will not
Commandeering
sleep in my
I want
house.
at least. I want the other side to at least
How
be
hot
heard.
are the troops?
We got Adam in Louisiana. He's an NRA member.
Hi, good morning, Opie. Jimmy, how are you guys?
Jimmy left for Tampa.
Jimmy's right here. That was my
See,
impression.
that's what happens when you don't pay attention for 45 minutes.
We got Robert Klein killing it today for us. What do you got?
Robert, I have to disagree with you on a couple of your points when it comes to firearm ownership. What about the 99.999% of gun owners who are responsible, who don't go out and commit crimes?
What about them?
Well, why should
how about the gun being registered? Let them have it. And let them make sure they're not criminals. That they have some sort of psychological disease or anything, and have your gun. But how can we know who you are?
We already do that, sir. It's called a 4473. That's what you have to fill out when you purchase a firearm from a FFL dealer.
Yeah, that's a joke. You know that. You know, you can buy at any gun show. You can buy all the guns you want. You know, it's too much. There should be a little more regulation. I'm not against.
There already is regulation. In fact, Congress has said multiple times that they have stopped over 100,000 people from purchasing firearms through a FFL.
That's what they say.
Based on the background check. No, I mean, that's fact. That's FBI vetted.
There's too many guns in the hands of too many people that are not qualified, you know.
I agree with that.
All right, Adam. Thank you, brother.
I do like your shrimp, though, down there. I really do.
I enjoy some Louisiana cuisine.
Yes, I do, sir.
All right, Adam. Thank you.
It's the fact that they had to stop 100,000 people. That means 100,000 were trying to obtain them illegally.
So, yeah.
What about the others that weren't? What about the 99.99999% of people that weren't stopped?
If you want a gun, you don't have to register to get it. You don't have to register for nothing. You can
don't
go
have to
online
learn how to do
and
it?
type in gun and buy a gun without signing shit.
You would know, right?
Definitely.
You know where to get a gun?
I got some people who can get you a gun.
Yeah.
Cousins.
Cousins.
Mostly cousins.
Mostly cousins. Hey, can I ask you about something else?
Sure.
And if you don't want to answer, it's totally fine.
Go ahead.
Bill Cosby. You're in that world.
Were
I gotta
you
ask
there?
Did you ever have
Were you there?
What's your thoughts on Bill Cosby?
Well,
and matter of fact, Jim Norton and Colin Quinn. Colin is another one of our friends. They're in the Daily News talking about it today.
Are they?
Yeah, they don't. They basically are making the point they don't understand why Cosby isn't addressing this in his stand-up, because as stand-ups, you guys, address the things that are going around you.
Yeah,
going on around you.
Why would he address it? He wants it to disappear.
True.
Look, there will not be any criminal indictments or anything because it's just too long ago and all the rest.
Right.
The punishment is the tarnishing of his reputation.
I agree.
He has been a very good comedian, a good actor, a tremendous career.
A good date.
And 22 Frenchmen can't be wrong. I saw 5 women on CNN, their grandmothers,
right.
dignified women of substance. And they're telling the truth. Why didn't they say something? Because
they were scared.
For example, I know I used to go out with her sister, Janice Dickinson, who looked like the least credible of these Janice, and I remember years ago her saying something like that. But the point is that it's shame, it's anger. And what are you going to do? Run to the police? That's Bill Cosby. It's not easy.
Right.
So what I don't understand, it's a power trip. It can't be sex because it's necrophilia. Isn't it?
Kidding.
If a woman,
right.
if a woman is drugged, then so I have absolutely no doubt. And I worked with him on his show. Brought me in with my dear friend Madeline Kahn.
On CBS.
She was already sick and she didn't let on, but I did his show. He was cordial to me, and I admired him as an artist. He wasn't my favorite, but there's no question in my mind that these things happened, and it's disgusting. I mean, if you just imagine that you wake out of this stupor and this guy's on top of you, or as Janice says, she got it before it happened, and she was, like physically furious. So, what can I tell you? It's a disgrace. There's more important things in the world than his reputation. And to see these women, to see the hurt in their faces, these women in their 60s, grandmotherly, so forth, they must have been beautiful in their time and so forth. It's a pretty ugly situation.
And you wonder how many other women are out there that are not going to come forward.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. And sometimes I think if you're sexually assaulted or accosted or whatever, sometimes, it takes time to realize that happened. I have friends who, you just go with it, or you wake up and you wonder, did I do something? Did I have too much to drink? Do I remember that? The guy ran show business. And if you were an actress, as many of them were, you're going to come out against this giant, and your career's over.
You forget how big he was back then.
Right. And so, again, his point about substance, these aren't escorts. This isn't the Tiger Woods thing where they want a reality show.
Right.
And so people are like, why'd you wait so long? Because you're scared. And at the time, no one came out. It was just a different time.
Right. Yeah.
And the fact that we don't take it seriously, and to have the gall to call any of these women's to call them names or make fun of them. It's just, we live in a very harsh time where I believe everyone hates women.
Also, if you,
I firmly believe that everyone hates women.
We're getting better.
Thank you for having me on the show.
We used to never have women on, unless they were
I'll go out through my special exit. Sorry, thank you.
I think you make a good
That's
point.
also my exit.
We share a water fountain.
There was a time, if you were a woman with a special talent, you were on our show.
Like a ping pong ball out of your vagina, that talent.
It had to have something to do with your vagina.
I wore my glasses so you take me seriously.
It's also embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
The basic embarrassment. These weren't ones where someone grabs you in an alley and beats you to a pulp and you're almost dead and rapes you. This is the kind of thing you just want behind you because the odds. A few of them went to lawyers or they said, hey, you got any proof?
It's also brutal because when you got a meeting with Bill Cosby, an audition, you telling your whole family, I'm going to wear this. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell y'all everything when I get back. Then you come back like, what happened? Nothing. It's brutal. It's embarrassing. It's all around.
You feel like a fool.
You feel like a fool. Like you've been bamboozled.
And I think our society has this, we have this history and habit of women are condemned as being whores if you do anything other than kiss a guy. Oh, it was your fault. Oh, you asked for it. And then we have this whole rape culture, and we're slowly coming out of it. But these women lived in a time where it was your fault.
Well, thanks to Jezebel, we're coming.
.com? Yeah.
Robert makes a good point, though, because these women had to be out cold. That was his thing.
Sure, they don't even remember if it's true.
Someone like Cosby, he could have got any woman he wanted.
Yep.
Now, I've had lovers like that without drugging them. And they were,
But that seems like it was his thing.
The old Woody Allen joke, my ex-wife, she could never be accused of a moving violation. Gee, I brought up the wrong name, didn't I? It's pretty ugly stuff. But I'll tell you something that bothers me, though. This stuff, the campus business, all these sexual assaults. the Jameis Winston, who's probably the best football player in
He's
the
an
country.
idiot, that kid.
Well, he's not an idiot. I think he's smart, but I know what you mean.
Socially, he's an idiot.
Well, the New York Times had a series of articles about the alleged rape, which they call sexual assault is an ugly, stupid cover-up for what is basically
They're trying to soften what
they're trying to soften it for women, though.
They're trying to soften it up a little bit.
I get
Our
it.
delicate ears.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they followed the story, and the police didn't even investigate or question him for 2 weeks. Her friends told her, don't say anything. He's the biggest guy on campus, blah, blah, blah. Well, I just saw this girl because she had been not revealed physically, and she was in tears, and they had no criminal hearing, but a
Student
university hearing in which he called her a liar in a read he read a statement and then didn't answer any questions. And neither did his friends who erased the tape and all this. There's more here than meets the eye, and yet this guy is going to be, he. By the way, there's another complainant now, and she was crying, saying there's someone else out there. She looked legit to me. She really did. And, these things happen, and the idea that it's not even considered a criminal act, anything for the football team.
Right.
You see this in Penn State with that scandal in the church. You see it with the Orthodox Jews. When there's pedophilia, we keep it by
whoever makes the money, they cover it up. If it's the way you make your money.
The worst crime in the world is supposed to be pedophilia, but if it comes to the team or rape, my God, our women. Did you see this documentary about the rapists in India? The woman was staggered.
On the bus? The bus?
Well, one of them, the guys, he's not only unrepentant, but he doesn't understand.
He said she deserves it.
Well, what are they doing out that late?
What is she doing on a bus at 8 o'clock?
Right.
It's the craziest defense.
Oh, I know.
So in a milder way, we do have a kind of misogynistic
Rape
thing
culture.
here. There's a kind of, a boys' gymnasium. You're going to see it a lot in the election with Hillary Clinton. She's a ball-busting, powerful politician.
Right.
She's as good as any of those men. But in practicing her craft with all its cunning and hiding this and hiding that and doing this, she's going to get extra punishment because she's a woman. Yep. If one of these men do it, it's different. But she's a woman. Yep. So she may as well hide behind that too if she wants to. But I don't think she will.
You think she has a chance to win?
She's going to win.
The latest
who's
polls.
Going to beat her?
It's very early.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, there's always
it's too early.
There's always that dark horse that you don't know about.
Obama, you talking
Ralph
about?
Nader's just hiding in the shadows.
Benghazi. Ask them why they reduced the amount of money for security at embassies around the world. Everything is... You know that the national debt has been cut in half already, but they're still cutting food stamps and all that. Look, they're tarnishing her as much as they can. All this is nothing. People have done it before with the emails. It's going to be nothing by the time the thing comes. She is the most vetted woman in American history.
I give you that, definitely.
Right. Her husband is a Rhodes Scholar from the waist up, anyway. From the waist down, he's a high school equivalency diploma. She's gone through everything. What are you going to nail on her now?
Right.
I think the only reason
establishment. That's what they're going to put on her.
The only reason I want her in the White House is so we can see Bill again. I can't wait to see him.
I do miss him.
I'll tell you, man, I was at the White House.
That'd be great.
I performed at the White House in his second year of the first term.
Are you bragging now?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm incredibly famous, and I know all these famous people.
I know all these people.
For 4 presidents.
You performed for 4 presidents?
4 presidents.
Nice.
Wow.
So anyway, I was invited with Bette Midler, Lolita Davidovich, Morgan Freeman, or Morgan Fairchild. I get them confused.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was
they
a
got
Morgan.
the same complexion.
So we read a play, A.E. Hotchner's play called The White House. And he was really handsome then, Bubba. He was cute. And he's surrounded by these 2 Marine guards in this room. And he's elected by a free people. He's not like Putin or these other phonies elected by no one or rigged. and he looks great, and he's looking at Lolita Davidovich like, wow, 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 wow. You know, it was really uncomfortable.
He wanted to go in.
This is before Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah.
And, he was improper then.
Yeah.
Now, I have a friend who is a friend, and by the way, she was kind of nervous about it looking. And I have a friend who is a close friend of President Clinton, travels with him and this and that. And early on in the thing, he said he and his wife are the two smartest people I've ever met, my friend said. And they're very smart, that's for sure. But he's pretty close with the president. And this is early on. I said, what do you talk about? He said, pussy. Yeah. I knew we're going to have a problem right away. You know what I mean? That wasn't the first answer I expected. I thought, the tax, should the corporate tax be, So, and he also, I was in the movie Primary Colors, which was outshone by the headlines. I mean, the headlines changed every day, and BJM, Bad Johnson Management. You know what I mean? And a lot of politicians have it, Bad Johnson Management. And in fact, it's the biggest new consultancy in Washington, Johnson Management. And in fact, the company that is in the lead in this field is fittingly Johnson & Johnson Management. The guy didn't have self-control. His wife had to suffer like any wife.
You think she actually suffers because it almost seems like
knew.
No, it's like a calculated.
It seems like it's a marriage of convenience.
Totally.
They understand what's going on in both
House of
sides.
Cards.
Every politician, like, you have to be such a scumbag to need people to vote for you. Like, you have to be such a crazy megalomaniac. Like I'm shocked that people are
not like us who just need
politicians are scumbags. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
you got to
they're
look at the
always
problems.
like that. Like,
Yeah.
Warren G. Harding had a fucking out-of-wedlock child while
Yes.
he ran for president.
Yes, and they chanted about
shipped
it.
her to Japan to get her the fuck out of the country. Like, that woman lived in, like, she just died in Japan with her child that was, like, Warren G. Harding's spawn. Like, that shit has been going on for fucking ever. And, like, why do people care that politicians
are human?
Like,
yeah.
Well,
Let's
but
get
you have to
past
be
that.
like a crazy person to do it in the first place. Like,
I agree.
Opie, it's being a little too cynical to say that, it's a marriage of convenience. You see a picture of her when she was at Wellesley.
She was
all right.
cute.
Cute,
She was all right.
He was young.
Yeah.
But early on, his staff, when he was running for even low office, had to start making up stories and protecting him. That's inconsiderate, to say the least.
Right.
And if you don't think she was humiliated by what happened,
I'm sure.
she was.
I'm sure.
That she had a, kind of stand by him and the right-wing conspiracy and all that. But the truth is, look who he was judged by when he was a jury of his peers in the Congress when he was impeached. Adulterers.
Yeah, all of them.
So,
Every single one.
So why did she stay then?
Her future.
Well, why?
Would she be ready to run for president if she divorced him?
An infidelity automatically causing divorce?
No, of course not.
So,
of course not.
But also, I mean, look, it's a private issue. Maybe they worked it out.
Yeah.
Maybe they went to therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't a big deal. Maybe, like, it's so not our business. And I think our whole issue is finding flaw with someone that we revere as a leader.
Right.
How can they be flawed? It's like, because they're fucking human like the rest of us. But once someone's face is on TV, you expect them to be flawless and perfect. And especially if you're the ones making the laws and you're the ones, handing down these, credos and stuff like that, we look to these people as sort of a moral compass.
Right.
To guide the masses.
Not anymore.
We shouldn't, but there is a responsibility. However, your personal life should be your personal life.
Of course.
Well, you know what I mean.
But you sign up for it.
President Kennedy, by the way, who with his brother really almost wholly prevented World War III. I mean, the Cuban Missile Crisis. I was at Yale Drama School. I called up home from New Haven. I said, get potable water. You weren't around then. And that was almost World War III. And now all the parties have spoken now, the Russians, the Cubans. Castro was pushing them. Go ahead, to Khrushchev. So... But his personal life, it was ridiculous. The Secret Service was always doing stories. He was going out with a gun moll from the mafia, all kinds of risk behavior. And at that time, just like Franklin Roosevelt's disability was the people knew, but they really didn't know.
They didn't talk
the man
about
couldn't
it.
walk.
There was a time they didn't talk about it.
They also didn't take pictures of him being carried into a car or stuff like that. Now all bets are off.
Right.
And, I just, what I think? It's about time that a woman, gender is important, There have been women heads of state from Golda Meir
It's definitely
to
time.
India to all over.
Sadly, we're behind as a country.
Women have more pay. I mean, this is a generalization, but women have less inclination to go to the sword immediately. They can be tough too, but there's a sort of patience that's built into women. I'd like to see it as head of the. She's not an ordinary woman. She's a woman of power and undisputed power. A ball buster, no doubt about it. But that's what you want as president.
Sure.
And we don't have to worry about her having her period, so that's good.
Those days are well in the past.
Sorry.
Speaking of deserts.
You guys get a little. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
I like how we think that the men that are that the older a man gets, the more virile he is. Like, she can't have her period, and he probably men have a harder time getting it up.
That's
So
what I loved about Reagan, his soft cock.
Jesse knows. It's more the attitude that some women tend to have when they are on the.
We go fucking nuts.
Thank you. That's
why you shouldn't be. That's why you can't be a president until over 35. Then things start to slow down.
I don't want anybody. I don't want a 35-year-old dude running shit either.
Right.
No.
Of course.
I'm the cool president. I'm on a half pipe. No,
You know what?
we don't want that. Well, I have a question for you.
The selfie stick.
Do you think that JFK selfie stick
the only president
is
with a
responsible for Marilyn Monroe's death? Because I do.
Wait, what?
I believe JFK is responsible for Marilyn Monroe's death.
Well,
I don't know.
Too shady.
I don't know. My son just worked for 7 years for Bobby Kennedy. He just left the waterkeeper. That's that family has given it the office, shall we say? I mean, they're lemmings. They're all dead. But they. I can't say. I really don't know.
Do you think it was a shady kind of thing that went on? You don't think she died?
I feel like you would know. Of all people in this room.
I don't. I never quite bought the Warren Commission, and I never quite bought the fact that Sirhan wasn't connected to the mob. I think the mob was responsible for the death of those two presidents. Marilyn Monroe, it's hard to say. I am offended when she's referred to as an intellectual. That's more important than her committing suicide. No, I don't know. There's an awful lot of rumor about that, and I really don't know.
We can keep her mouth shut, and he had her killed.
Well,
she was pills.
I mean,
how big a deal would it have been if she came out and said that she fucked him? Like in '63, that wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like it would have been a very big deal.
Huge big deal.
Huge big deal.
Massive big deal.
Yeah.
That would have been the biggest deal.
Definitely that relationship. Yeah, plus a Jackie O.
But the press, people knew that was going on,
but
and
it wasn't said.
To Robert's point, that nobody ever showed crippled FDR. They just didn't. There was a sort of a code of conduct.
It's like Liberace.
Right.
But just because people
what
know
an eccentric bachelor he is.
You can know, you just can't come out and say it. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's right. Times have changed. Come on.
People looked the other way a lot back then.
Yeah.
We joke about the Liberace thing because he would be on all the talk shows, and they would always ask him when he's going to find a young lady and settle down.
When are you going to settle down?
As a kid, I'm like,
not avoid that topic.
Not that it matters, but it's like, come on, it's ridiculous.
You know what? The politicians that I really detest most are the real dripping hypocrites, like Vitter in Louisiana, who was on the hookers list in Washington, and he got reelected. Or South Carolina, don't stop for me, Argentina. He ran off on a first class ticket.
Yeah.
Jesse Helms?
Yeah, no.
Jesse Helms had a black mistress.
No,
so what's wrong with that?
Because he hated black dudes.
Strom Thurmond.
That's why he hated
Strom
us.
Thurmond.
Strom
Thurmond. My bad. Strom Thurmond.
That's why he hated black dudes, because we was banging black girls that he wouldn't bang.
No, he was, first of all, he was a racist through and through. The only thing is he was in the 101st Airborne and Battle of the Bulge. I give him credit for that, but he was still pinching ass at 101.
Yeah,
but
black ass too.
But he had apparently he stooped a housekeeper or something, and this daughter who came out as his daughter, who has since died. She was a school teacher, and his family was harumphing about that, like it was something. This is a guy who almost lost the election for Truman in '48. He ran on the Dixiecrat thing, and he said, we don't want the Negroes in our schools. We don't want them in our swimming pools. We don't want them in our parks, but we can stop them secretly. He was
knew
a racist. Yeah. He was a racist.
Yeah. Of all things, he knew Yiddish.
And he married a woman like 40 years younger than he married an embryo, which you were permitted to do in South Carolina until 1963.
That's what God wants.
Maybe you could drive as an embryo. I got it confused. If the fallopian tube could reach the clutch...
No, you can own a gun as an embryo.
You could own a gun as an embryo in South Carolina. It's called embryonic gun owning. Very... he was... The interesting thing is that he opened the impeachment proceeding with Clinton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was singing, and he would, y'all swear, do y'all do it in the United States Senate in this impeachment proceeding? And it was so apt that he opened the impeachment proceeding, since he's the only one who'd been at the previous impeachment in 1869 of Andrew Johnson. He was a shoe shine boy. No, the worst one is Larry Craig. From Idaho, a former senator. He detests the whole idea of homosexuality to him. Mm-hmm. He wanted to have it put in the Idaho state constitution.
Very vocal
no
about
gays.
it, obviously.
Newt Gingrich can get married 3 times, but Harry and Dan can't do it once, and Newt can cheat on his wife who's being treated for cancer. So anyway... as you remember the story, 7 years ago, Craig gets caught in the airport men's room in Minneapolis.
Yes, I was in the next stall next to him.
You were the sheriff.
With you.
Keep it down over there. You were
deputy sheriff. He had the wide stance, Now, this guy wants to have sex in an airport men's room, the one place I want to get out of as quickly as possible. If you take a leak in LaGuardia, you need galoshes. American men are busy when it's going on the ceiling.
It's unbelievable over there.
Right? And my whole life, I can guarantee you, I have never walked into an airport men's room and gone, a fella could settle down here. Good lighting, plenty to read, lots of toilet paper, good churches and schools nearby, and a good Elks Club. Honey, you register the children in school. I'll be performing fellatio and a deputy sheriff in booth 1. You notice I use the word fellatio. It's a polysyllabic word. It means blowjob.
You're classy.
But I think that Americans are so stupid, they might think fellatio is a character from Shakespeare.
They might.
I think that's too much credit.
Sweet fellatio is dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds which all too soon do as in his grace. Fellatio, blow thy winds, fellatio, blow thy winds and suck the very fibre of evil from my soul, fellatio. Come, fellatio, and take me to the heavens above. And of course, Conolingus is an Irish airline.
I think fellatio sounds like a coffee size. At Starbucks. I think you're giving him too much credit for knowing Shakespeare and Horatio as play. I think you're giving him too much credit.
That is from Romeo and Juliet. Good for you, Schlesinger.
Thank you.
Is that your name?
No, Alas Poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio. It's from
Alas Poor Yorick, I knew him well, but that's Hamlet.
Hamlet, sorry.
And he holds a skeleton, and that's beautiful, too. He knew this guy. He's holding a skull.
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
So upset. He was so upset. I thought we were talking about
Shakespeare.
He
knew the guy. He used to sit on his lap. A man.
By the way, there's like a good joke in that. Like there's one thing that I read in high school and I never appreciated it, but I forget what the fuck it is. But right there, the gravedigger has like a joke, and it's actually like, if you understand, it's really actually oddly funny for
Hamlet.
the 16th. Yeah, in that scene, and I can't remember what the hell it is. It's like, shit. It's like, is that your grave? And it's like, yeah, because I'm lying in it. It like, get it? Like lying, like I'm not telling the truth.
Right.
And it's like, holy shit, that's a really sophisticated
line
for a 500-year-old joke. Like, that's kind of clever.
Absolutely. And he also says, are you digging? And the others, and Hamlet says, I dig. It was the first hipster tour.
Right. Shakespeare was black.
Tell me something I don't know.
Eliza, what do you think of the Starbucks thing where they want us talking about race now?
Race Together?
Race Together, that campaign.
I don't know this campaign.
You haven't heard about this yet?
I was on a plane. I was on a plane.
The CEO comes out. He wants his baristas to talk about race with the customers.
Yeah.
I will say this.
I find that extremely strange.
To like broach the subject, like when you get when you ask for a flat white, you're asking for like a 14-year-old girl. But that's what it is. Like you want to just like broach a subject. I'm opposed to talking. Aside from how's your day good, here's your total. Trader Joe's does this, where they think of themselves as like experts in like movies, and they try to like get it going. Like I don't want to pay for my shit. I don't even want to be here. I don't want to talk to you. Not even in a bad way, but let's move this along. And especially broaching race. What if we don't agree? What if you're terrible?
Then it's awkward while I buy my $10 wine from Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Or $10 wine at Starbucks. They're offering alcohol now. So good. Let's bring alcohol in with a race conversation. That never ends. And someone getting knocked out.
The lines are already too long. And now we're going to slow it down to have a nonsense conversation.
What do you think of Ferguson? I don't know. Give me my biscotti, you asshole.
So what do you think about
sandwiches
Samoans? Like what?
Yeah, like, and how would you even bring that up?
Islanders, you okay with them?
I dated a girl from Tonga.
How does it go? Like, here's your chains. Blacks? Like, how does that go?
I think it's one of the stupidest ideas ever.
Wait a minute. Is that what he wants the baristas to talk about?
Yes,
there's
it came
literature.
out.
Isn't there literature?
I think he wanted to spark the conversation.
He wanted
in
the
Starbucks
baristas
in
to
actual
spark
locations.
the conversation.
What is it? They give you a free John Legend CD for Christmas, and then you just got to talk about what color you think he is. Like what? What is? Yeah.
I think they're going to write race together on your cup or something, and then that's your cue to go. Oh yeah, I'm into this.
But I also live in Los Angeles, where the people that are at Starbucks in the middle of the day are all out of work actors and homeless people. I don't want to talk to either of these sects because I don't think any of them are informed. So. No, I don't want anything to do with that. I get
most of my sex from both those groups, homeless and actors.
Homeless actors.
It's really strange.
I think it's a good thing if someone.
But they're forcing it on people.
Well,
what do you mean? Like what? Like
I don't know.
What else was said?
Maybe he did it just to get this conversation going. Because everybody's talking about it.
Right.
I hate when people say that, well, it's working, or like for advertising, well, they're talking about it.
Oh, maybe they're not going to talk about it in the locations, but everybody else, every channel you turn to, like, what's going on in Starbucks?
Is that literally what he wants? Like, I feel like I'm missing part of the story.
Yeah, I think
that's pretty much it. The Daily News went, I think it was the Daily News, went to a whole bunch of locations, and they're not even prepared yet. No one talked to us about this yet.
I think it's an example of just...
Don't know beans. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Starbucks race chat flat. They don't know beans.
I just think that's another example of... You mean well, right? An ultra-liberal agenda of like, you mean well, so like, let's just open it up and talk about it.
What is this ultra-liberal? What is this, a Fox News thing? Ultra-liberal?
Why, because I said ultra-liberal, I have to be conservative?
On Fox, by the way.
Yes.
No, not at all.
There are no ultra-liberals left.
He's hosting Red Eye on Fox News.
I'm hosting Red Eye tonight on Fox.
I'm on it next week.
Fox News tonight.
What's Red Eye?
It's a late show. It's like a pop culture news show on
It's like he would do very well on it.
Actually,
it's a lot
I've been
of fun.
on there a few times on Fox News, and both O'Reilly actually came to see me at Governor's last year.
Oh, I believe that.
But I don't like them. I mean, I don't like their politics, and
that's why I go there. I go to the front line of the battle.
Yeah.
Trying to change up minds, grab hearts out there, Robert.
Yeah. You know what I hate? They have the five or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the five Gregs on there. Greg Gutfeld.
Where they have that one with the high heels, always in the front with the legs. Please.
Oh,
with the legs.
With the dark hair.
Yeah, she's about 4'6".
Adrian.
No, yeah, she was married to the mayor of San Francisco, but he stubbed someone else, so she divorced him.
Guilfoyle. That's what
Guilfoyle. Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you know what? Any kind of conversation about it seems to me is constructive because no matter how far we've come, and we have. When I was a kid, rooting for my New York teams, I mean, Willie Mays couldn't stay in the same hotel with the other players. This is still in my lifetime. I have talked about it before. It's not so long ago.
Yeah.
And also, sadly, the polls seem to show that whites don't think blacks are really have an inferior experience.
When you say Polish, you mean Polish?
Poles. Meaning,
let's talk about
Pew. The Pew.
Let's done a race together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But the idea is that, for example, a thing like stop and frisk. I have a cousin when de Blasio was elected. Oh my God, they're going to stop and frisk. Going to be crimes. Except when you realize, I saw this one kid who was a party to the lawsuit. He's a law student, right? Yeah. He's stopped no less than 10 times with his briefcase going to school. Sometimes politely, other times thrown against a car. Now, isn't this like the Gestapo? Papers, please.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's exactly like that.
Taking a person with no...
It's a police state.
Yep.
And that they don't understand because that's not they say that the president is playing the race card, or some politician when he tells his black son, be careful when you wear a hoodie. I have a hoodie with Yale on it. That's the only thing that keeps me from being killed. Skin, I forgot.
I'm not trying to identify with getting harassed by the cops, but last year when I worked on the James Franco roast, I stayed in this shitty motel in studio in Culver City called Dino's Motel. It's like $35 a night to stay there.
It's actually just Dino's house.
Because it was literally a minute.
Jesse.
It was a minute from the studio, and because I hate LA so much, it was just like I want to maximize the amount of money I make while I'm there. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would I don't care. Whatever, I can get up late and go straight to work. Anyway, the point is
did you take the soap home? Is it worth it?
You had to pry it from Dino's hands.
Once a week for all 4 weeks I was there, as I would be leaving with my coffee on my way to, and I would pull out and I would get pulled over by the cops and they would harass me because that's a gay hustler hotel, and they would pat me down to see if I had meth on me. Like, wow. And every week I'd go like, this just happened like 5 days ago. Just ask Officer Thompson. He was the guy from last week. And they're like, well, don't stay here. And it was like, well, it's cheap.
Now, imagine
your eyes are open awfully wide.
Imagine that hotel was your whole world. Welcome to my life.
No, but I think
I'm not trying to.
I get it.
But there's no convincing them that I'm not a gay hustler with meth. Like,
no, they want that to happen.
No, I swear to God, I'm just. It's 9 in the fucking morning. I'm going to work. I have dick jokes. You know what I mean? Like, that's all.
I think in terms of social obligation,
Don't take my dick jokes.
I think in terms of social obligation, if you look at something like the Holocaust, like I didn't do anything because it wasn't me, and then they came for me. The idea that, any sort of civil rights issue, because it's not your group, it's hard to be as affected. We do what we can for each other, but there's nothing to prevent that happening from your group. There's nothing to prevent from you being targeted at some point. So if we don't stop police from just randomly frisking people, because if you look, and they'll say, well, you look shady. I think they're shady and they're shady. There's the shade of your skin, and then are you carrying a gun? So there's two different things there. But there's nothing to stop them from then saying, hey, you're a white person. Let me see your bank card. Let me see your ID, just because somebody else white did something. So if you let it happen in any degree, it's going to get bigger. I'm not even trying to fearmonger. I'm just saying what happens. History repeats itself.
That's just how it is.
And what's even sadder, I think, is if you look at...
But we're
the chosen ones, for sure.
We're the chosen
But if you look at like a civil rights issue,
it's going to happen to us eventually.
Do you know how embarrassing it's going to be to tell my grandkids, like, yeah, I lived in a time when gay people couldn't get married? Like, that's going to be an insane thought a couple years from now when people wake the fuck up and realize that change is going to happen. Mm-hmm. When there's a civil rights issue, the human spirit cannot be suppressed, and it always prevails. Voting.
It might take time, but it does.
Always. So stop fighting it. Let them marry.
Well, it's glacial, but change happens.
It's glacial.
This is a different country than it was 30 and 40 years ago. The only thing is there's the disparity of income thing. Unions, nobody ever complained when General Motors was the biggest company in the world, paying their workers handsomely, and they could send 2 kids to college, 2 cars in the garage. When they started making shitty cars, suddenly, wow, what is this union business? Now, unions have been abusive, like certain stage unions and movie unions had to clean up their act a little in New York. You want to put a plug in an electric socket on Broadway. Wait a minute, local 1422.
That's true.
Now, on the other hand, I belong to 4 unions, and I get handsome pensions from the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television Radio. They've combined now.
Right. Yeah.
And my union protected me. I marched when the commercial people, nobody knew the voice of the lizard in the Budweiser commercial.
Right.
Sending kids to college, and they want to put them out of work.
Yeah.
Because union representation has diminished almost nothing, 7% of the workforce. Look at these people down south, a new Honda factory in Alabama, whatever. They voted, or Tennessee, they voted against the union. Because even the politicians said, if you vote for the union, they're going to take that factory elsewhere. Meanwhile, the factory was built. They're not taking it elsewhere, and they get $9 an hour. You know what I mean? So the workers are working harder, more productive than ever, not sharing. Nobody wants socialism. It's a debt issue. Socialism is dead. Cuba can blame America all it wants, but they can trade with the rest of the world, and they're dead. They're dead in the water. No one's going to invest money in Russia because it's not the rule of law. Chinese investments. It's starting to hold back now because they'll change the rules on you, and they're corrupt.
They'll take your money.
Yeah. So I just...
They'll take your money.
Russia is a mess.
Yeah.
It's the Wild West.
Well,
I thought you meant
if you
Germany.
invest money there, you're a fool.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Good luck
China.
collecting it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're a one-trick pony. They have oil and gas, and that's it. And they're starting to do Cold War things now. They have
Crimea is a Cold War
bomber.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, very Cold War
Go
thing.
on in there.
And the rest of Europe is in shock. Well, in this day and age, if you want to play ball and economic ball and back and forth, you can't do that.
Right.
He's going to find that out. Right now, they love him because they were second rate. Even the time of the Soviet Union, the Hungarians, the East Germans, the Poles, who they dominated, had better shoes, better toasters. The Russians have been screwed. They are a suffering people. They lost more people in World War II than anyone else. They lived under Stalin,
And
who
World
was
War
his
I.
bigger murder.
I think Putin's time is
Lot
numbered,
in
though,
World War
too.
I.
Yeah.
I think his
more than
days are
anybody in
numbered.
World War I also.
Is that so?
Dude.
Because they pulled out of the war.
No,
when
1916. The entire every Russian that was born in. Oh no, this is a World War II thing. Every Russian that was born in 1921, like they lost 90% of their
That's
dudes
World War II, yeah.
that were
That's
born in 1921. 90%.
But they
of
have these
guys born in
bombers, and they're
1921.
flying close. They have these big Tupolev Bearcat bombers. They're 40 years old. They have actually 8 engines. They have 4 counter-rotating propellers. And they do these patrols, and they're going very close to Scotland. They're scrambling NATO jets. This is the kind of games they used to play in the 1970s and 80s. And and their PR. Some guy wrote in the Times he watched Russian television for 7 days straight. It's like the 50s here.
Yeah.
With Putin, with public relations things, he dives in the shallow water and brings back a 6,000-year-old relic. He rides horses and he
Right.
They did that here.
What'd you say?
Shirtless.
We laughed. Shirtless. Yeah, shirtless. I like in Russia too a prom queen that had her heyday in high school and now can't get over it. Russia at one point was a superpower.
Yes.
They fell, and now they're like, there's only
Still in the
propaganda
dress?
within their own country, still wearing the crown. Like,
Yes.
remember our glory. It's like
Yes.
nobody cares. There's a new queen.
Very smart.
That is
thank
definitely
you.
Is it
true.
because you're wearing glasses? It's so beautiful.
That is
But that's
so
they're
true.
just, every time they do anything, what's a race to space? It's anything that we do. It's like, hey, we got you beat. Like, we are better looking. Well, maybe not. They're pretty gorgeous, but we're better looking. We're smarter. People like us. You guys hate gays. I get that you're. I'm going to get tweets about this later. For sure, the masses are probably not bad. In any case, you could say, oh, the people aren't bad. It's your ruler. Well. That's who we're gonna blame, and you guys,
Putin's
you're not
days
what
are
you were.
numbered.
Yeah,
You think
your
so?
face is
The
wrinkled.
dude
You're
Boris
ugly.
just got killed.
Right.
It turns out they're trying to say that was somebody in his cabinet that did it without his permission.
Most people think
Sounds
that.
like you losing control of your shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's losing his mind a little bit.
I think he got a show on
Unraveling.
Sirius Radio. He's quitting.
He actually got a show.
That's right.
Putin got a show on Bravo. Actually, they
Smashed
just
up with
gave it to him.
Sway.
The dictator show.
Opie and Vladimir. It's going to be very popular.
One thing I can't figure out: why Anthony Weiner was not elected mayor of New York. Anti-Semitism, pure and simple.
In New York.
What was he thinking? I mean, do you realize?
And we gave him a second chance.
He
That's what's
blew
so
it.
fucked up. That people were like, all right, that was a little.
That's how
that
fucked
was
up he is. If you do it,
I hate to bring it
Of
back to
course.
this. Pussy.
but
Yeah.
you know what?
He couldn't help himself.
His pussy got him.
We moved on like, wow, that was a little weird, but we're okay
He's
now.
touted. He was touted to be the next mayor of New York.
Yes, he was. Oh,
He
without
actually
a
was a
doubt.
do-nothing congressman, but he was in front of the cameras a lot, and even with the prominent honker, kind of photogenic.
You know what his problem was? He wanted to be the dude he wasn't in high school now.
Oh, so he's a writer. So he's a comedy writer.
He wanted to be in his shirt off in front of. That's what you do in high school and
Yeah.
college.
And he don't-
That is a grown dude.
And he didn't understand the technology.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
He didn't understand that shit
But I
could
don't
get you in trouble.
understand the sequence of his thinking. This guy was actually favored to be the mayor.
Yes, he
and
was.
could have
He
been
would've
mayor.
won.
So what he's thinking, let's see. I'm photogenic. I'm a congressman. I'm young. I will be the next mayor. I have a Muslim wife. We're going to have a baby. It's good optics. It's a great idea. I believe I'll show my penis on the
Yes.
internet. You know, I think
Because
that'll
he-
clinch the bargain.
Maybe his thought, who wouldn't want to see this?
If he only had a better name for satirists.
I know, it's so
He
bad.
thought like a real nerd who didn't feel like a nerd again. He was like, wait, people like me? That means women like me.
No, he thought like a man. You must want to see my dick. You like dinner and a movie? You must want to see my dick.
I thought
I
it
was
wouldn't
just-
get out there.
See, I don't want to do that. I want
You don't
I
wanna
want
show your
all
dick.
kinds of deviant sexual thing, but I want it in private. I don't want to show anyone, you know?
Nobody wants to see it.
He
ever.
didn't want everyone else to see
I
it.
want two middle-aged women.
All right.
At the same time. That's a middle-aged. I don't want young women.
I
you know
agree.
any? I want it for two middle-aged women that love sex. That's it.
That's amazing.
Am
That's
I
a good
asking
time.
for much?
No.
How old about?
I said you deserve it.
I don't care. They could be into their 60s.
I'll hook it up. I'll hook it up.
Call Cosby women.
I have a
well, they live longer
If they're
now.
120, that's middle age.
Huh?
That's 60. I mean, you know,
You got a woman friend that's in her 60s.
Absolutely. I had
Having a good time.
an affair with a beautiful younger woman who I shall not name.
Tell me a name. Come on now.
Just say the first part of it, followed by the last part.
Does this rhymes with Beyonce?
No, well, I was afraid during the inauguration. She was looking at the president as my love.
She wanted to give it to Obama?
You know, I played J-Lo's gynecologist, you know, in the movie Backup Plan.
Yes.
So
That's
her
right.
husband at the time, he reminded me of a jockey, Mark Anthony. He was small and sinewy. But anyway, he's looking from behind the camera, like while I'm shooting the scene, and she's in the stirrups. And, you know, he's a little self-conscious. He's looking like, los manos, no puedo ver los manos. They want to see my hands. I said, listen, I can't deliver your child if, you know. I was doing a love scene with the late Joan Hackett, one of my earliest movies called Rivals. And her husband was Richard Mulligan. Remember the tall actor from Soap? And he played played Custer in The Little Big Man, big tall guy.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
His brother was a great director. I did a movie for him too, Robert Mulligan. I did a movie called Pursuit of Happiness, but he directed To Kill a Mockingbird and all. But anyway, I'm doing a love scene on the pier on the west side of Manhattan with his wife, and he's watching behind the camera. And I was new at movies, and it was so unprofessional. And I'm starting to love you, a really intimate love scene. And he goes, "Tickle her ear! Cut! What the hell is wrong with you?" Well, that's what gets her. It's a
Turn my wife on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really was.
That's strange.
Very, very.
I'm into it.
Screwy. Yeah. The idea of doing that publicly, I've always been. I have what they call what's the insurance for? Errors and omissions, and all kinds of insurance. I was taught early. Jack Rollins, who's going to be 100 years old next month, was my manager. Woody Allen's manager, Cavett, for a while, Robin Williams, Billy, a whole group, wonderful old manager. And he taught me the ropes. Like, for example, I got a letter from a woman, unless you answer me, I'm going to commit suicide on a certain day. He said, don't answer it. Woody gets those, and so forth and so on. And I just could never be
So what happened? Did she kill herself?
Did she kill herself?
I don't know. I certainly wasn't going to. I
hope so.
I don't believe
You can only
she was
send
going.
that letter once. You do it again, it's an empty threat.
The point I'm making is that in my life, I'm very fortunate because I started real slow sexually on Decatur Avenue in the Bronx.
Okay.
And I made up for it in the wonderful sexual revolution, which was so much more fun than the Bolshevik or French Revolution. And I was very promiscuous.
What about the dance revolution?
Well, I don't know about the dance, but I never caught anything. I had the crabs once in Chicago, but that's more zoological than pathological. And also, I never embarrassed myself. I caught myself because I said, this is a risk. Going and taking her out or whatever is a risk. And I just, always had that little, because, I got sued once by some photographer.
Jewish dude.
She was taking pictures and I was performing, and I said, would you, enough pictures ready, you're in the way, and this and that. I'm authorized, blah, blah, blah. 5 months later, I'm in my house. I get served with papers. She claims I assaulted her. There were 300 people in the room. I never touched her. Yeah, you say what? But it was in Florida. I had to pay $10,000 for a lawyer.
Wow.
And we made a settlement. I gave her $1,000, no apology, and a confidentiality agreement.
Wow.
Because my manager said, Yeah, you have 300 witnesses. You're going to go down there and you're going to say in the news, I did not hit her. And she's going to say, he hit me. You know, you're going to look stupid. You lose.
Of course, yeah.
I never even came within 5 feet of her, and everyone in the room knows it. But that's the only time that anyone ever took advantage like that, except for Miss Schlesinger here.
I have no complaints.
You're cold?
I'm freezing. I don't know how you're sitting there.
She's got bad circulation.
I do.
You need to eat more beets.
She came from California, right? That's why.
I'm not a penguin. I'm not predisposed genetically to. And neither are you New Yorkers. I travel a lot, and my biggest pet peeve was in Minnesota. It was 1 degree, and I was like, "It's cold." They're like, "Oh, that's because you're from California." I'm like, "It's fucking 1 degree, motherfucker. Everyone's cold. An ice cube would be cold. It's fucking freezing. You guys aren't cold."
Robert Klein's in a coat too.
Well, he's older, but I'll tell you why.
That's right. No, you do. Old people get
I will tell you,
shivers.
I actually have this in a bit, so I'm not going to do the bit, but I will say, because guys are always like, oh, it's because you're a woman, you have bad circulation. It's not bad. It's different. Women's circulation goes around your stomach where the baby should be. Right. We'll see how tonight goes. But that's why our hands and our feet are always cold. Like right now, my nose is running. My armpits are like a river runs fucking through it. But thank you.
Is it cold in here?
It is cold, but
I'm fine.
Your circulation as men just goes mostly to your junk, but like for the most part, everywhere throughout you.
I got 2 junks.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
So you must be freezing then.
I'm warm though.
I got a real hot dick right now.
But that's why we're so cold.
What we're talking about?
Flu bag is a wonderful thing.
My stomach is very warm.
It's the one thing about the flu that is kind of nice, but it heats up all nice for you.
You guys aren't cold at all?
Unfortunately for me, I had an erection that lasted more than 4 hours. I had to seek medical attention. What solar system are these people living in? If I had an erection lasted more than 4 hours, I would not necessarily seek medical. I would seek a witness, that's for sure, with a notary.
It would feel good for 4 hours.
She's so beautiful, this young woman.
You're touching her a lot.
She needs to be on television, just on the shoulder.
She's blowing up. Eliza's becoming big.
She's a doll. Now, sometimes I look longingly.
This is a good look for me.
Like, for example, I would be happy to be her uncle.
Thank you.
But that uncle, though, right?
But wait, my dad emailed me about. My dad wants me to say, my dad's from New York. Tell him I saw him in 1972 at a club in Roslyn, Long Island called My Father's Mustache.
My Father's Place.
And I loved him with Lucy Arnaz in there playing our song.
Right.
Great shot.
Wow.
Thanks. I sent a picture.
I was nominated for a Tony.
Wow.
I didn't win, and was I pissed off? I'll tell you the truth. I was better!
Who'd you lose to?
I lost to Len Cario for, it was Sweeney Todd. It won everything.
Wow. Where the fuck is he right now?
He's playing gin at the Friars Club. I never had a chance, but it was a hit musical, and it was fun. I was in. I can't do Broadway anymore. You have to show up 8 times a week.
Yeah.
But the place your father saw me in was called My Father's Place in Roslyn. It was a great club.
Where do you get the word mustache? Why do you say my father's?
Well, that's how he remembers it. That's how he remembers it.
My father's mustache. Okay.
And also tell Daddy that he's in good hands with. You're in good hands with me next to you here. I'll protect you.
Okay. I'll text it later.
It was. Going back to old people get cold, but in circulation business, I don't understand because
tough business.
Circulation.
It's tough business.
Tough business.
Get yourself some hot borscht.
It's not bad circulation. It's different. It's just different for women.
I didn't know that was the thing. I didn't know.
It better be, because I have a whole act based on it.
Oh, really?
So that fact better be true.
All right, let's just assume it's true. I don't want to fuck up 15 minutes in your act.
Yeah, right? I wonder what you can eat can you eat? Why do you keep saying beets?
Because beets supposed to help you with your circulation.
I'm sorry, that sounds like something like your grandma told you. Like, eat these beets.
Fucking, I thought you meant the Dre headphones.
Eat the headphones.
Beats by Dre?
Yeah. I was like, how the fuck?
Are you a machine?
How black are you? You're like,
I eat headphones.
Yeah.
I am music.
My grandma used to make headphones.
Beets help with the circulation.
I have a headphone soup. The beet soup.
Oh, maybe it's like an antioxidant thing because it's such a red fruit.
There's something in it, yeah.
I think we're going to wrap
borscht.
up.
Eat borscht.
I'm not going to eat borscht.
You're going to have some borscht. You're going to like it. You're going to go to your room, finish it over.
I don't want want
That sounds awful.
It does sound terrible.
It's
Another
delicious.
food born out of
The Comedy
necessity.
Cellar got the best borscht.
They got great food down there, but I'm not trying that.
Who's ever eating borscht and laughing?
No, borscht with
that's so weird.
a little sugar and sour cream.
I thought it was like a finger food.
Maybe I'll try it now that Robert Klein suggested.
Yeah, with the sour cream is delicious. What do you
I'll try it.
You
I'll
would
try
love it.
You
I'll
drink
try
it, you become a dictator. Unfortunately, it's very rough.
We're gonna wrap up for the day. Robert Klein, I got to tell you, this is a thrill. A pleasure.
Tarrytown
A
tomorrow
pleasure.
night. Tarrytown Music Hall.
Tomorrow night, Tarrytown Music Hall, and then April 18th, Governors in Levittown. A great club. You've played Governors, I'm sure.
Every year for about 20 years, once
Really?
a year.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do a great job there. RobertKlein.com for other dates. I wanted to just quickly say you were great on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry
wasn't that
Seinfeld.
fun? Yeah.
I love that.
The car
that
was a little
series.
dangerous, though.
One of those small little.
63 Jaguar looked gorgeous on the outside, but he took it to 40 and it started to shake.
Right.
I
Oof.
thought we were going to go nuts. It really was fun because I forgot the cameras were going, and
You were hilarious on it.
he's
hilarious.
I had to get the guy off. He was hugging my leg. He worships me. I had to get the guy
It's
off.
embarrassing, ain't it?
It really was.
Sherrod, a big night for you. You got Red Eye
Tonight.
We want everyone to check that out.
Check
please.
that out tonight, baby.
He's got a shot at maybe hosting this thing down the road.
I think you'd be a great
He's
host.
one of the
That'd be
guys you're
great.
looking at. So
Yeah.
hopefully you will do great tonight, but hopefully we get a lot of eyes on it too.
Yeah, it should be fun.
So Red Eye with Sherrod tonight on Fox. Eliza's going to do Caroline's this weekend.
I'll do Caroline's this weekend. I'll be on the Larry Wilmore show on Comedy Central tonight.
I did
How
it
is
last
that?
time. I did it 2
Everyone's
weeks ago.
talking about this show.
I'm
Is
going
it
to do
good?
it. I don't know. I haven't done it yet.
This
I'll
is
do
my
it
second
today.
time doing it. It was great.
I'm going to do it today, and then I'm going to run to Caroline's to make my set, and then you guys can check out my Netflix special, Freezing Hot.
Okay.
Nice.
On Netflix.
And Jesse Joyce is
You're going to be
going
great on there.
He did the Justin Bieber roast. I should have said that earlier.
That's right.
He wrote for the Justin Bieber roast.
Didn't he have a president of Israel?
He's close to it.
Everyone's talking about this roast, though. It's going to be on in about 10 days or so. A little over a
Need
week.
to edit
Yeah,
out
it's gonna
all
be a
the
good
Paul
one.
Walker jokes.
We were talking about that earlier.
talked about
Yeah,
that
we talked
earlier.
about all that.
Sorry.
I had some good ones.
We got them all on there today, though. Don't
Okay,
worry.
good. Yeah, we got him in.
Yeah, we got him in on here. All the ones they knocked out.
Can I tell you one of my Anne Frank jokes?
Yes. Yes, please.
Yes.
Do you know this, Robert, that Justin Bieber visited the Anne Frank house
Right.
and then he wrote in the guest book that she would have been a fan of his?
Yeah.
That's a real thing that he did.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know what he does. Actually, I see
I don't
him.
think
in
anyone
the-
does.
arrogant
He's a
thing
Calvin
to
Klein
say.
model.
something?
He's a Calvin
So-
Klein underwear model.
He's probably right.
That she would have been a fan?
Yeah, she was a teenager.
Maybe
She
not
was
the
a-
first thing you should write in the book.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, but it's a little cocky to go like, she would have dug me. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Do you see how that's a douche move?
When she
you go
wasn't
to Anne
hiding from
Frank's house?
Nazis, she would have dug me.
So that was so I said that you said that Anne Frank would have been a fan of yours, but Justin, that wouldn't have changed anything because the Nazis executed retarded people too. Come on, come on, everybody.
Come on.
Come on.
Well, that's not politically correct, but
It's not, but I'm
We
calling
don't
his
say
fans
retarded.
retards. That's the gist.
we say I know, but we say people who are mentally challenged.
Mentally abled
seen-
differently.
that would have clunked up the punchline a bit.
I guess it would. There's no doubt.
Correctness in that really takes
ain't
some
got
of
the
the
same
sting
flow.
out of the roast.
So we don't offend all the retarded people watching.
You know, like remember the lyric? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? Originally, the lyric was, "How is love relevant?" You know, but it did not fit.
Jesse,
The second got to do with it is what gets me. Why not? What's love got to do with it? But then, what's love got to do? Got to do with it?
Yeah.
Two got tos. I think
that's what made it work.
Yeah.
South Korea and what else?
Oh, I got the House of Comedy in Phoenix the second week of April, and then the weekend after that, I'm in Reno. And the specifics are on my website, jessejoyce.com.
And welcome back to New York.
Welcome
Oh,
back,
thanks,
Jess.
guys.
He did about a year
Yes,
in LA. He
baby.
hated it. He
That's
wanted.
what I used to do: travel and play things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I bring the clubs to me.
Now they come
Yes.
to you.
I'm too
Right.
old.
That's the way to do
Can
it.
I tell you real quick? It was the thing you mentioned before about being in Florida and that you don't get applause for mentioning your age or whatever. Then Governors also. I did Governors with Jeff Dunham years ago, and he's got that old man puppet, right?
Yeah.
And at one point, Jeff will, like, the old puppet just bitches about his wife the whole time, right? And at some point in his set, he goes, so how long have you two been married? And the puppet goes, 47 years. And the entire crowd applauded. Like, that is so beautiful.
They made it.
In this day and age, with the divorce rate, what it is, that those two fucking puppets have toughed it out. And it's like, you just watched them take him out of that box, dipshits. And the puppet, like, Jeff wasn't 47. You know, he made that fucking puppet, dummy. Anyway, but, like, really, it was
People
like the whole crowd was mesmerized. They're like, that's beautiful that they've stuck it out. You know?
It's somebody for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It was hilarious.
Does he move his lips? Paul Winchell was the best. He never moved his lips. In early television, he also played Tigger. You probably saw when you were a little girl. And
what did you just say? Tigger.
Tigger.
Okay.
And Paul Winchell. And they
with the.
But he did say Winnie the Jew.
It was a hard R on Tigger. I understand.
They were merciless. They'd have a close-up on his lips, and he was great at it. But he had a side thing, Paul Winchell. He was kind of like a jock-sniffing medical guy. He loved medicine, and he invented an artificial heart. I'm not making this up. In those years when Utah was pioneering artificial hearts, it was a big, massive thing. And this ventriloquist invented an artificial heart, which they implanted in a calf, which, to be sure, died in about 3 seconds. He is a ventriloquist. In the surgery, he had them screaming. He made the heart talk. The surgeon was going crazy then. He was singing, "Heart of my heart." He had all heart jokes through the heart. And it was the best there ever was. Now, Edgar Bergen was the most famous ventriloquist with Charlie McCarthy and Mortimer Snerd. But his technique was awful. He moved his lips like a bandit because he was on the radio for too many years. Perfect medium for mediocre ventriloquists.
Yes, exactly.
In fact, sometimes he had the prop man drink the glass of water while he talked, which is unethical.
Unethical.
You should hear Sherrod do close-up magic. It's terrific to listen to.
It's good stuff. That's right. It's similar.
We're out of here.
All right.
Yeah, good show today.
We did it.
Sherrod's afraid of magic.
Goodbye, TJ.
Why do you think I'm afraid of magic?
Are you really afraid of magic?
He's been working on the ropes too long. So.
That's such a dumb joke.
No, it's a stereotype that doesn't
Sleight
make
of
any
hand
sense
scares
to me.
you a little bit.
No,
that's like a stereotype I don't understand.
I remember I was with a black dude, like one of the security dudes as a seller. Some white dude, fucking Ari Shafir's like, black people scared of magic. I was like, no, we're not. He's like, no, trust me, you are.
No,
me
it
and the
doesn't make
security
sense.
laughed. He's like, he's telling us what we're scared of.
Right.
No, but voodoo is invented by you guys. Like that's
You
not
people.
So
why would you be scared of it?
Exactly.
You know
but
what
it's
black people scared of?
It's
White
my favorite
people.
stereotype.
White people. You ain't gonna.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't think it's scared. I think in like when we capture video, like on YouTube and stuff, black people react the craziest to
But
magic.
they react the same way to Def Comedy Jam. You
For
think you're
sure.
scared of jokes?
I don't think scared is the
Jokes
word.
is coming. Let's get out of here.
I think we're confusing scared with awe. Yeah, I don't think it's scared.
I'd like to thank you, Mr. Opie, for inviting me, and for all of you. It's been wonderful
It's been an
spending
honor,
this
sir.
morning with you, and getting up this early and seeing the sunrise, and boy, Opie, you're a sweetheart.
Well, thank you, sir.
I thought you were one of these guys.
Evil?
No, he's a nice guy.
No,
He's a
man.
good one.
I had to change.
It's a misconception.
That got exhausting after a while.
Well, you don't look exhausted here. You said about 4 words with all of us. And you're the one that getting the big paycheck.
I'm organizing, though. I'm throwing the ball around.
The
sir.
orchestrator.
That's
You know
right.
what? You did a good job with all the people talking at once. You ever see these shows like with the 7 people at once?
Yeah.
Well, I think they.
It's called The View. It's called the chat, the stew, the gab, the gib.
Well, come back and see us, Robert Klein.
Thank you.
All right.
I'd love
The
to.
yips.
You're great.
And I think we're doing a live show tomorrow. We'll be here again tomorrow. So
Live show tomorrow. All right.
whoever wants to come back, come back.
Thank
Oh,
you.
shit.
You want to come
I'll
back?
be there.
Huh?
I said I'll be there.
Oh, you will?
Oh, I don't know.
You can.
They're going to hold you to
We'll
that.
figure it out after
We'll
that.
talk about it.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Loved that part of the show, didn't you? Catch that and the entire show on demand. Download the SiriusXM app now, or we'll send Lady Di to your house.
No, I have not squirted today at all.